Malevolent Movies presents The Hunt for Bad October. Nicholas has selected 2011 Spaceship Terror.
Laugh that always gets me, and he does it, and I laugh. I fucking laughed when I watched it on YouTube again the other day. Whenever he turns his laugh into that noise, it gets me every time. It gets me out thinking about it.
Well, I'm ready to fucking beat the shit out of Nick, so.
Yeah, fuck you, Nick.
Oh.
Welcome to the show, asshole.
You idiot.
Talk about a blight.
I accept all of that.
Yourself.
I would like to issue a blanket apology. In keeping with my my standard method of reviewing, approving, selecting these films, my go-to method is to skim through it for about
Thank God Joe's not here right now to hear
3
this.
minutes.
Yeah.
And then that's when we get the approval. However, I must, by some miraculous twist of fate, I skimmed over all of the points of like graphic sexual assault, which not really my thing. So that's kind of how it snuck in there. Otherwise, I probably would have gone a different direction. That being said, the film is as gross and as it's exactly what I wanted.
I will say this. One, the keywords, you got them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
What were the keywords again? What were the keywords?
Techno, horror, and final girl.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And I do think you're going to walk away with some awards. You're definitely getting most Malevolent, I can tell you that much. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, and also
Yeah.
we cannot forget the curse. I got to remember the name of the curse here. I wasn't there when you guys were hanging out with Roddy,
Suck it
unfortunately.
to me.
Oh, that's right. It is the jinx of 1,000 jabs. We must make fun of him, and we cannot make fun of Joe, which takes on a different form this week.
Yes.
Well, to that point,
Just want to get into it?
I
Little bit of
brought
housekeeping?
in the big guns to help us out with this.
Jesus, there he is. Joe.
Mr. Buckley, please
you here with us,
gently
Joe?
show yourself.
Yeah. I want to see you, buddy.
Oh, wait. Oh, damn, I don't know where my webcam is.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
That's
about
fine.
it.
Don't
You're
get
here
up.
for one job, and I want you to do it well.
So
We'll
long as
use
I
our
can hear.
imagination.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna put my mic down here. Does that still sound good?
Not really, but go ahead.
It's fine.
Okay,
It's fine.
I'll take the mic and put it over here.
Whatever's most comfortable for you.
Just
as long as
don't
we
rest
get
it
here.
on your like L1 back.
Yeah, don't put it on your
bone or
back
whatever.
or your breastbone.
Okay. Well, I'm doing good. I'm a little bit sleepy. I'm a little bit sore, but I'm all right.
Keep sleeping in that bed upstairs. That looked much nicer than the one downstairs.
Whoa! What's wrong with the run downstairs? It has a little bit of vomit from
The
one of
run
the last podcasts we
downstairs
did.
is made of chicken wire and like chicken feathers. So go back
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah, you're not
Okay.
supposed to be laying on straw, Joe.
Well, the doctor said I was kind of like a farm animal, so
No.
just whatever I'm used to.
Well, I mean, did they take you to the vet?
Well, there was a lot of dogs near me whenever I was in there, so I don't know.
When Joe first went in, they thought it was a heifer.
We
Yeah.
went to a horse doctor and they're like, this is weird. It looks like a human, but it has the bones of a horse. So we will treat it. We're going to have to put it down. Yeah.
Well, they cut his shirt off. They saw the udders, and they're like, "Yep."
Yeah, no, they were. I kind of curled up like a big cat in the operating room, so they kind of assumed.
Jesus. So your
Yeah.
back's been broken for years.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
what? Well, I don't really get out.
Hurt Nick. I want you to hurt Nick right now for
Hurt
making
me,
us
Joe.
watching Thirsting 2.
Okay, and Nick,
Thirsty one's
I didn't want to do this, Nick. I really didn't. But Mr. Roddy himself is depending on us.
Yes.
And I wanted to save him, so I'm gonna have to insult you. I'm gonna have to berate you. I'm gonna have
Okay.
to slap your little penis around like I am a cat.
I'm ready.
That got me a little
It's
bit.
good to hear, Joe.
Yeah, it's really reassuring to hear him just back to the same
Yeah.
Yep.
shit. Oh, he's
Same old
fine.
Joe.
I've never been happier to hear the same stupid shit fall out of your
Yep.
mouth.
It's true.
Yeah,
Joe probably offered blowjobs to the paramedics as they showed
I'm
up. I'll
sure.
suck your dick. If you save my
Please.
life, I'll suck your dick.
I just don't want to move. Can you carry me, please?
I heard they didn't even take the shirt off of him. He popped that bad boy off so they could see him glisten.
Well, I was a little sweaty. So I just kind of drug the shirt up and
Yeah.
Drug the shirt up. Was it a parachute?
Yeah.
no.
Okay, make fun of Nick.
All
Make fun of Nick.
right. Come
All
on.
right. So yeah, as you guys know, Nick really loves crab legs. He can put down a few good dozen any day. You know, Nick kind of looks like a crab. He's all puffed up in the middle, and he's always pinching people.
I don't even know what that means.
Yes.
Yeah, accurate.
Nick's got really good taste in films. As long as there's like a little goblin or something running around, he's happy with it.
Yeah, I guess that's a roast.
Yeah, sure.
Nick told me that he stumbled across some hardcore pornography starring his parents, and that makes his top 10. Nick's a real odd-looking fellow, but some of the history's greatest people were weird-looking. Quasimodo, Frankenstein, and the Hunchback, to name a few. I'm sure things turned out happily for all of them.
Who's the Hunchback independent of Quasimodo?
I thought the Hunchback of Notre Dame was a different character than
No,
that.
that's Quasimodo.
Quasimodo. Yeah, it's Quasimodo.
Oh,
So you could, how about
okay.
Quasi-Dimodo?
Yeah,
Quasimodo
from Demon's Rock.
Keep going, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, I'm very close
Okay.
to climax. Keep going.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Nick's
Um,
edge over here.
Did Nick ever tell you guys that he's the star of a viral video? I don't want to give it away completely, but I'll give you a hint. It involved him in a jar.
Classic Buck.
Yeah. Nick's actually a really good prop maker. He's been working at it for years now. He started out when he was desperately trying to make his 1.2-inch penis wider. And he stuck modeling, wider. And he ended up sticking modeling clay to the sides to try to make it puff out like a bird does with its wings.
Huh?
He's peacocking it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
That's where the term came from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Nick's a real big fan of beef jerky. He's kind of a connoisseur. It might also be because he likes dried foreskin in his mouth as well. Sometimes whenever Nick gets scared or nervous, a little stream of doo-doo shoots out his bottom like a fish. You know, I've recommended he wear diapers before, but he said he was a big boy and he figured out a solution. Whenever it happens, he normally lets the shit drip down his ankles, and then he throws the fouled clothing into the penny fountain to wish it wouldn't happen anymore.
Did you say fouled clothing?
Yeah, fouled.
All cylinders, Buck.
He oldie buck.
Holy shit.
I have fouled my clothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
All
it,
right,
Joe?
yeah, that's I
Okay.
read those.
Thank you, Joe.
Well done.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Joe,
Joe.
great.
Very
Oh
good.
my god. Yeah, those were good.
Yeah,
Everyone-
I especially like
Those-
the fish poop one.
Yeah. Some
Thank
of
you.
those
That layers
actually
to it.
really got me.
Yes, and I
Really
deserved
good.
it too.
You
You
sure
did.
did, you
Uh-huh.
fucker.
Fucking dickhead.
God damn.
Yeah.
Now I'm the good one of the podcast, and you have to suffer in the Buckley role.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Director. That's what you say to Joe.
Yes, Mr. Director.
Okay. Thank you,
He's the
Vermin.
director now.
Vermin. Jesus. All right, Joe, go lay down in the nice bed.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
doctor's
Okay.
order.
Come
Or
on.
director's
Okay.
order.
Director's order.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
I'll
a
get
patient
some
now.
rest.
You're a patient now.
I'll get a little bit of rest in, maybe a couple snacks. A couple snacks never hurt anybody.
Sure.
Well, I hope you're eating stuff that are good for the bones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get some calcium.
Yeah.
Crab
I've been
shells.
eating. I've been going mad. I've been doing a gallon of milk every single day since the accident.
Mm.
Okay, sure.
It's awful. It's awful. $4 a gallon, but I need it in me.
I mean, hey, it's good for the bones. That's fine.
Yeah.
Where are you getting your milk?
Whatever it takes.
Outrageous.
Mama from
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah. Right from
Yeah.
the tap.
She's charging him $4 a gallon.
Oh yeah. Well, she uses the nice glass bottle. She does it at home.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. Yeah.
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 She's like, you know how like bars have like those bottom filling cups?
Yeah.
So she just presses it to it.
Those nitro cups. Wait, it's his head on it that way.
She'd been doing it for 26 years. Old Bob is like, fuck, I'll never get a tit
You get better yields.
because he's lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
Can't risk it.
Nope.
All right,
But yeah,
Joe.
no,
it's
it's,
good to hear. Well, never mind. Go ahead.
Well, okay, I was gonna say it's a lot like the scene in Inglorious Bastards. Like my mom just got the milk out for Hans Landa, and I'm just laying on the floor, like beneath like the floorboards. I'm just laying on my back, hoping not to make a sound.
So you're watching your parents do this to each other?
I am. I have
Is that
to.
why you're in the basement?
Mm-hmm. There's a little crack in kind of like the floorboards, and sometimes I just get up on the step ladder and just kind of take a peek.
Joe's just removing like full floorboards, and then when he's done, he just leaves. So his mom falls through the floor.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
And he
Joe. It's
tickles
good to
her
hear
feet.
from you. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you guys. It was
Joe.
good to say hello.
It's good to hear from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, Joe.
All right.
All right,
Go rest.
I'll let you guys do all the work with the shitty movie, and
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to laying in bed.
You
Yeah.
still have to watch it at some point.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Bye,
Bye,
Joe.
Joe.
All right. Yep. Yeah.
Goodbye,
See you, buddies.
Joe.
Bye.
There's a good friend.
That's right.
Yeah, and you're a bad one.
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah.
bad friend.
You're the
Trash.
worst friend.
I did just realize this is a lot like the thirsting though. We got a bunch of women
Yeah.
Oh, I wish it
against
was
some
the
sort of
thirsting.
entity, and
I
there's
wish Mickey Rooney was the guy who dies.
Oh.
Hardwick. That'd be fun.
that would.
Oh
have
wait,
been
do you guys want me to
excellent.
leave?
I mean, it's up to you if you want to sit silently and lay and
You're
rest.
gonna get
That's
bored,
fine.
Joe.
But
Okay, I'll leave. I'll
How
I'll
about this?
take
Why
off.
don't you catch up on the summer series? We got a lot of episodes there.
They're good.
Oh,
They're really
okay.
funny.
Yeah. Then you
I've,
can
uh,
actually
I-
make some nominations for yourself.
I still have to do the patches. I mean, the patches are a struggle because they're circles, and I don't really like circles.
it's a
That's my
struggle
biggest
because
issue
you
with
have to
them.
listen to the episodes to nominate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Go check
I
them out,
know.
Joe. Go check them out.
Okay. Maybe I'll get in like one more viewing of Evangelion. I'll check out the
Oh my
summer
God.
series.
This is the long. You were funny, Joe, but this is the longest fucking curtain call ever. Go lay down.
Okay, all right. I'll see you guys. All right, bye.
Bye,
Rest up, Joe.
I think he was doing a great job.
Shut up. Shut up, vermin.
Ugh. You know, and before we dive into this, I have a theory. And maybe this theory is incorrect. My theory is this. Nick knew that his curse meant that he was going to have to be berated throughout the episode by us. And he also knew that we didn't necessarily want to do that. It was going to be difficult for us to do it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
having
in
a
our
hard
nature to
time.
do that. So he chose
Yeah, it's real rough.
the worst movie to try to make it easy on us to berate him. Now that theory goes out the window because he told us how he picked his movie, but that's what I'm keeping in my mind.
Frankly, I'm a martyr. So
Sure.
you're welcome.
What's that thing Joey
Yeah.
says? Like,
Uh,
I'm like Jesus.
yeah, I'm like Jesus. You can whip my back and look at my penis.
Oh, Ryan, what are we doing here today? What's going on?
We are diving into the second annual, and it's real fun to say that second annual
Yeah.
Hunt for Bad October. We're looking for, the best of the worst, just like we did last year. Although this year, as you've seen in the video, the stakes have been raised because not only are we trying to win awards and have a good time watching these terrible, in some cases terrible movies, but we have to save Roddy from the sledgehammer purgatory, and therefore we have different curses, and tonight's curse is Nick has to be treated badly throughout the episode, and on top of that we can't make fun of Joe. So that's what we're doing. And even if there was no curse, I tell you, this is a terrible way to kick off the Hunt for Bad October. What is normally a fun thing was fucking abysmal today. It took
Remember when
all
we-
afternoon for me to watch this, and it was
Remember
a horrible
last year?
afternoon.
When we watched Demon's Rook and we got
Yeah.
Quasimodo.
Love
Mhm.
Demon's
And I'm
Rook.
gonna marry Barbara. I'm gonna marry
Oh,
Barbara.
remember Barbara?
And all
This
the fun
is-
kills and all
this
that
is-
good, all the laughs we had. We're all piled up at Tyler's at Tyler's place.
This
except
is
for Ryan.
my retribution for being snubbed.
For what? So
Yeah.
You
for
got
what?
Doll Factory.
You got like a great movie that won like multiple Roddies. Fuck
That's
off,
one of the most name-checked
snubs.
movies. We're always saying Doll Factory.
That's
We
the
find a way
movie.
Doll Factory,
That's
Doll
the
Factory. All
Stop
the time with
Killing
the Doll
Comedy
Factory.
Boy movie.
Yeah.
That's like our biggest ongoing thing.
Oh God.
So
He's-
the movie that Nick chose is called Spaceship Terror.
No,
Came
it's
out,
not. No, it's not, Ryan. What is it actually called?
Oh God, I had a bunch of names. What was the one? My last
Stink
name for
ship
it?
tetanus.
Stink,
That was
Stink
my
Ship
favorite one.
Tetanus. Because it is a spaceship that stinks and is full of possibilities for tetanus, sharp objects everywhere, filth everywhere, rust everywhere, oozes everywhere. And this is a 2011 ship pot, and it is it just put me in just made me sad. Like the trailer made me sad. Watching the movie made me sad. I had to mute it because it was just fucking screaming, and I'm
there's a
not
lot
the
of
only one that
screaming.
lives here, and it was just like, ugh, I gotta turn. I can't. It took me 4 hours, man, to watch this because I kept stopping it and watching other shit to make me feel better. It was so fucking bad. I tell you this, since it was sci-fi, if Camp Two Hands, instead of the Christmas movie, if they would have chosen this sci-fi film for August, it would have probably beat Trolling.
Wow, that's a good point. That is a very good
I kept
point.
thinking that too, because it's terrible. It was not fun to watch. This was an August pick. If this would have been, the Fight for Summer Fright.
And you probably could have made the argument that sweat sheen on all those girls was from that hot summer in space.
Yeah.
It's a space summer.
Yeah.
When there are no seasons, it can be any season you want. So in space, it can be summer if you so choose.
Well, Nick, what were your keywords?
My keywords were, I believe, techno horror and final girl.
Now, I
Got it all.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure where we were headed with the techno horror until I saw the Vagitube coming out.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Ugh.
that's techno horror.
There
That's
it
just
is.
filthy.
Yeah.
Can't explain
techno
it.
horror is pretty like ill-defined, I feel like.
So
you
I
can
honestly,
get away with a lot.
I really wanted to do Jason X, but
Oh, that would have been wonderful.
see,
Mm.
I just felt it wasn't, in the spirit.
Yeah, that's
After
It's
the
too
beating
big.
that Joe took
too big.
last year.
Yeah.
yeah, probably not.
All right, Vermin, get us started.
Well, this Vermin's gonna get this show on the road. So we have Hank Tchinski's Spaceship Terror,
Name above the
2011.
title, this fucking guy. Name
Yep.
above the title, like he's John Carpenter. And he copyrighted the title. He's got the little trademark or whatever next to it.
Oh, he
fucking
does?
guy.
I didn't know. Oh, he
Yeah.
does on the
Yes, he
poster. Who does that? Who does that?
But Harry Tchinski.
I did look up a little behind the scenes stuff of him just talking, and the first thing he did was describe the making of this movie as like pulling teeth with a rusty pair of pliers, and that's also how it feels watching it.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Sounds about right.
Okay,
Well-
I like this because I'm seeing a picture of I assume this is Harry Tchinski, and he has hair on his chin. So
By the
There you
hair on
go.
my chinny
I found his
Tchinski
Facebook
Tchinski.
page earlier. We can be friends.
yeah, get him on the show,
Yeah,
and then you
All
can
right.
interview him by yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, director. So we have Spaceship Terror. Well, our Windows 98 boots up, and we load in the title card for Harry Tchinski's Spaceship Terror, and we see a man in suspenders. And from the sounds of things, I guess he's like just beating a drum, because that's what he's clearly beating a man on a table, but it sounds like a drum. Come to find out, he's actually chopping him to bits, but poor Foley. And I think the dude liked it because he kind of has a chubby, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, he is butchering a man on a table. We see that his leg is separated. And then we cut to other shots of various limbs and severed body parts. We get a head up on hanging from a wall. We get I think part of a torso hanging. And I'll be honest, this movie is complete dog shit, but you know, if you kind of peek through the, maybe it is just the filter of the shitty quality that this was made, but the effects don't look that bad. Like the limbs and shit just laying there. That's one positive, guys.
I know, and that fucking sucks because I have that down too, and it fucking sucks. I don't want to give the movie a positive, but it has some positives, and that's what makes it so bad.
There were 4 times while watching this that I said to my girlfriend, this movie sucks shit, but they did an okay job.
Yes.
At making the movie. They put a lot into it. The movie's shit, but there's a lot put into it.
We can speculate till the crows come home, but I have a feeling that this guy raised a bunch of money and hired someone fairly competent who had no idea what they were getting into because he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah. Sorry, Harry Tchinski.
Because even like the exterior shots, you know, a lot of the computer animated stuff for 2010-ish when they were making this, it's not bad for an independent film.
The computer, I think in the credits, I think there's several Tchinskis involved in this, but I think Harry did the digital. I think he did it, the computer stuff himself, like spaceships and that.
It's his company, I believe, as well.
Yeah,
I mean, he
like that
ran into a company, but then he's the lead guy.
It's like the equivalent of like a CW show from 2010 and 11.
Yeah.
Like it's not the worst.
But he obviously outsourced like the effects and stuff because those are adequate. Anyway, so guy's got a chubby, he's being cut to bits. Suspenders guy, he leaves, and we see some girl hiding. And then it is revealed that we are in a spaceship or like a pod, and it's headed toward a planet. This is actually 2 separate things because there's like a pod is hurtling towards space, and it's got 6 people in it?
6 women and a guy.
Yeah, so Mayday. They're about to crash over, I'm guessing, an old quarry around the director's hometown. And the signal is picked up by, we got to assume, the same butcher man who we just saw in his suspenders. So planet side, the pod has crashed, and we got 4 women and a janitor. I don't know.
Does he get a title?
He gets a name, Hardwick, but Hardwick, I don't. I have to assume that's a name and not his title. But he just kind of looks like a janitor.
He does.
And they're not much better because they're wearing, I'm guessing they're like painters gowns,
painter overalls, like
you can see through them.
I could have probably walked around my house and found better, more convincing spacesuits.
Oh yeah. And that's what's strange about this is that there is obviously a lot of work put into the set design and the effects, and as much as I hate the movie, I do feel that above the title, Harry Tchinski was giving it his all and taking, this is my fucking vision. So for the suits to be as crappy as they were,
you know why though? It's because his perverted ass didn't want to give anyone an excuse to stay in their spacesuits.
Yeah.
You can see their underwear underneath it,
right? But they had to get out of these things, and he knew, and also because they. Spoiler, cut them up later on to make like bindles. Maybe he didn't want to.
That actually made sense to me. I didn't have an issue with that part, but like, why couldn't they just wear the suits until then?
It's hot on the ship.
Yes. So I think this is what I've gathered. There's the safe room that they keep going back to. And I'm going to break this description up into two separate things.
He doesn't go in there. He also doesn't go in the bathroom across the hall.
Yeah, that's a safe room because this whole thing is a game. He keeps them in there. They're safe, but it just gets really hot. He says something like it gets up to 120 degrees. That's why they all strip down and they leave that room to try to escape. So that's also for practical reasons.
I thought this was a softcore film. By the end of it, I didn't feel that way. But then, like, everything you're saying makes it sound like that. But again, we see him at the beginning cutting up a man. He's cutting up lots of men. It's indiscriminate for this killer, which I appreciate. I'm glad it's not just women. But to that end, like, I don't dislike the concept here because he goes after them. He sees the distress signal and he wants more meat or whatever it is he's going to do with these people. I like that concept, but why is it Gross.
This feels like an
it's time.
R-rated Next Generation episode.
Yeah.
Like the crew
Yeah.
gets stranded and picked up by Borg people.
Now, I wouldn't mind seeing Diana Troy on that like little stretcher there.
I'm saying, listen, there's an upside here.
We'll get to this fairly quickly, and it's very superficial. But
Commander
I feel like there's a lot of
crush my nuts. That's I'm Sean Connery as Sir Patrick Stewart. I'm
glad
sick
you're
today.
taking
I'm
the
sick.
mantle of Horn Dog in this episode.
Yeah. Fuck you,
There-
Nick.
yes,
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Yeah, we've all traded things.
yes.
Nick's
I'm
bit
working, we
sucks.
need to get you into a
Tyler's
120
the
degree
horny
room.
one.
Yeah.
There are
I've
some-
got one of those flu boners going on right now.
Yeah,
Oh Jesus. God.
we'll come to
Nick,
find.
I fucking moved this weekend. I'm still mid-move. I had to set everything up, get my computer going, and watch this fucking thing last night.
Was this the first movie you've watched in your new place?
Yeah.
You
This
christened it.
fucking thing.
Dude, you get out
And
now.
I couldn't
It's Amityville.
like stop and just I'll do this another day. No. Recordings tomorrow.
Yeah. I was pissed that this was the
Like-
first recording because I moved too last weekend. And so
that's
I'm
right. Yeah.
and this is my first Malevolent movies in this new
Yeah.
screening room area. And
well,
at 5 of all of them to be, I'm sitting here. I was like, oh, this is
Ryan,
a
you
bad
should
omen.
etch this into the floor. Ryan Hart, Spaceship Terror.
I want to rip up the carpet and burn it into there.
Jesus. I'm gonna just spray paint terror on the side of the house. On the side of the building here. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a good movie, guys. Anyway,
No, it's not.
So our gang is walking around the quarry. We get one name at this point. Kelly is apparently in charge of binoculars because some woman asks her for the binoculars. And they see that there's a ship landing and they hike towards it. And the ship is aptly named Terror because it's just written right on the side. Going all in.
And again, like I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it because it's like there's no pretense. This is a monster man and he wants to do monster business. So it's like you choose to get on the ship named Terror.
Yeah.
Like
This is not a terrible idea.
yeah.
In a better world, this would be an entertaining. This is not
This is just
so much
poorly executed.
No, well, it's kind of like it's basically Alien, but much worse, and not an actual alien, just
And less
a man.
interesting.
Yeah.
And if you cut out, I mean, you could take the movie. I think you could take this movie as it exists now, and do some editing and make it. It's still bad and kind of sucks, but it won't be that bad. You know, it won't. You know what I mean? If it comes all down to when these torture porn scenes that we're going to get to, that just go over the top and is what for me is what ruined the whole thing. If you cut that stuff out or just leave it so that it's kind of left to the imagination, you can hear about what happens. It could have, because there's good ideas in this. There's good production design. Maybe that's why I'm so pissed off about it.
There's excellent brass.
Well,
And they get covered in tar.
I mean,
Wait, hold on. What's the space equivalent of tarred and feathered?
Oh Jesus! I don't know.
they
Slimed
just throw
and
you outside because you swell.
Slime.
slimed and
Grime.
scaled. Slime and grime.
Hey, everybody, slime and grime here.
Hey, slime and grime here.
Shut up!
Hey,
Stop being funny,
Gonna
Nick.
tie you down to a slab. 17th caller is going to get tied down to a slab and have his nipple bitten off. Give a call.
Oh man, we got a raffle. You get an extra bag of this protein meat, or whatever the fuck it is.
Just call it jerky. That's
Yeah.
another problem I have with sci-fi. Okay, in Star Wars, I'm looking at you a little bit. When we take things,
There's
and
no
we-
little bit about it in
things
Star
that
Wars.
exist, yeah, the kid just let it exist everywhere. Let it
Hey, where's
exist
the
everywhere.
vac
Don't give
tube?
don't give it a fucking special name. How about that just has the name everywhere? Certain things, have the same name everywhere, but this, they got a protein meat. Just call it beef jerky.
Protein crumbles.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff. You can put it on a salad.
Yeah, you make it into a taco,
Uh-huh.
sloppy joes.
Lots of gristle for you.
Yeah.
Let's extend this
Gristle for your
episode as our
missile.
longest episode, guys.
No.
let's
No,
let this be the
absolutely
That's
one.
a terrible idea.
Okay. So our women have approached the ship. One of the nameless women goes in with just a regular old mag light,
Not
not a space mag light, just a mag light. And there are several general growling sounds emanating.
Well,
But other than that, the coast is clear, so they
do we
come
want to
aboard.
get into the flashlights now? I don't know if it's another testament to this film and the production design, but there's a lot of flashlights in this movie. My mother calls them torches because she watches exclusively British mystery
I was
shows.
gonna say, okay, Mrs. M, you're from the whatever. Okay, all right, Carol, let's settle down.
I got a
Carol.
torch in the boot.
Yeah, but they just stood out like a sore thumb because it's like the only that in the cardboard box that the food came in.
I'm excited to get to the cardboard
Even
box.
the painter's scrubs, I was like, you know what? That could be a space outfit. I could buy that, but the cardboard box and the
Yeah,
flashlights,
it's-
that's
you know
too far.
It's space
You know what
cardboard.
You know what I want is like one scene of them doing whatever the fuck it is they do out in space. Who are they? Are they scientists?
No,
Are
I
they
don't
just like
think
your crew?
Space
It's never
painters.
mentioned. Yeah, it's never
That would
mentioned.
explain a lot.
Painters.
Maybe they
Yeah,
paint
do
the
they- are
outside
they-
of spaceships, and
There
that
you
would
go.
explain
and
a lot.
Hardwick
That's
is a
great.
janitor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It doesn't have to
They
be
gotta-
complicated, guys. It can be simple as that.
It's right there.
When the Enterprise scrapes up against something, somebody's got to get back out there and paint the giant E.
Yep.
Maybe it's them.
It's
Yeah,
gotta
and they
be.
carry, and they're union, so they got a medic
Yeah,
at all
right.
times.
Exactly.
Yeah, the space OSHA up there.
So the coast is clear. They come aboard, but quiet. Someone is coming. A woman in her underwear comes running and screaming and just starts saying they're all gonna die. Just hops right into it. You're all gonna die. The door is sealed by this point. Her name is Chris.
Why
we'll
didn't she exit the ship?
she tried, I think.
Did she?
I
The
don't
door
know.
was obviously open, but it's yeah.
Well, we don't know certain things about Chris. She looks human, but is she human? Maybe she can't breathe oxygen. Maybe she can't get out that planet.
Well,
Maybe you
I
tear
have
her face away
questions
and she's
about
like
the
a lizard.
ending. I have questions about the
They
ending.
do
You
Chris
guys-
dirty. So Laura, Kelly, Janet, Maya, and Allie. We get their names at one point, but we don't know who's who. And the janitor's name is Hardwick. That is revealed. Suddenly, no one is worried about the death ship because Chris also just comes in and says it's a death ship. But then they're all not worried because they remember, oh yeah, Hardwick, and he just says, I need to lay down and drink some water.
Did they establish the concern over wanting to get off the planet immediately? Like it
It
because
looked
like that
lush and
Yes.
fruitful, and they
you
could
could
have
breathe
survived.
the air.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, 'cause
like
they have that
conveniently.
That thing pops up and says, on their computer screen when they're, deciding to crash land there. It gives some stats about,
An
you know.
M-class planet.
Not like they had a choice though. They're crashing.
Yeah.
like this looks just like Washington State.
Yeah.
They could try. They could be like, no, go to the next planet. This one's a little sketchy.
Oh, I don't like the look
They
at
could've
this
tried.
one.
I'm trying to I'm trying to be okay. I've lived most of my life in space, probably all of my life. Like, do I get on a planet? My first thought is gotta get off, and it's like first ship that's around the corner. Like,
Well,
It just-
and it says terror on the side. I don't know if there's a lot of.
Yeah, I wouldn't
reasons
go
why
I
they
have
might
a
just be like,
good
"Meh."
feeling about this ship, you guys.
Yeah.
now if that character existed in this movie, that would have been great because
Yeah.
essentially they're all the same screaming person, and like, so it's like, yeah, it might as well have been Tyler Am presents Spaceship Stinkhole. But like, that would have been great. Like some levity in this mess because I can't help but like. Is this because of the like? This is what we're like 3 or 4 Saw films deep, and somebody's like, "What if it was Saw
yeah.
in space?"
It was like
You gotta
7.
take your.
But also,
I
I
was gonna
love,
say, what-
I love
what year
Event
is this?
Horizon. and-
2011.
Oh yeah,
Got-
this is Saw's like almost done.
have
Already
to
been
take-
kicked out by Paranormal Activity at this point
yeah.
as the every Halloween movie.
Well, these directors don't know; they're not really on the ball with this. So,
Oh, no.
Harry saw the first Saw in 2009, and he's like, "This is amazing." He didn't watch the other 5 after that, which would have kind of killed that buzz.
He just
But-
assumed they were all going. It was going in the direction that it was going to space. That's
Hmm.
that's. Then he just kind of jumped into
Saw
it.
in space. I wonder if that's how it all started.
I
Like a
can't
goof.
wait for his Fast and the Furious take when they go to space in 2049. My
Yeah,
grandson just showed me F9.
Captain Terror finds out we find out he has a long lost brother. 9 movies in.
It's just a
It
family.
looks nothing
friendly
like
movie.
anyone else in the family.
Yeah, and half of that movie is flashback to him on Earth.
And that movie's also in space. So.
That's right.
So they enter the galley. Yes, they are looking for a nice place for Hardwick to lay down, get some water. So they head toward the galley because there's medical supplies in there. And one woman just randomly picks up a cardboard box, and surprise, it's filled with food. And this comes as a shock to Chris, who we come to find out has been on the ship for a very long time, that the food that she has been missing for 3 days, apparently directly in this safe room that she knows is to be the safe room, is filled with food. So it just, I don't know, kind of a lapse in logic here that she wouldn't be checking the cardboard box in her one safe haven on this entire ship.
I'm going to be honest. I'm curious if that was an actor's choice. This woman, Chris is her name. I just called her Pink Panties the whole time. Chris is really going for something.
Yes,
and I don't.
She
there's a regional award that she really wanted.
Yes.
I don't know what
I
it
got
is.
big River City Panic vibes from this young lady. This is just that certain stink about her performance that you just you hate it.
It was
but you
reminding
love
me
to
of
see it.
something, and I wrote down Smeagol, but I feel like there's a better like she's doing something that I've seen before, where she's like, I've been trapped, I've got like cabin fever.
She's been here
and,
too long.
Yeah. And like I can't. I've also kind of forgotten how to talk to people.
Yeah, and there's
guess I'm just different now.
and I feel there's also a lack of direction. I mean, throughout the performances, I feel there are things that it's like the director just didn't communicate because there's
so Harry. Do you want us to do anything in particular? Take your shirts off. Take your shirts off.
I may see your
bite those
dumpsters.
nasty boobs.
That's right. Hey,
Get in the bathtub. Get in the bathtub.
Let me bite your nips off.
I actually,
I'm a Quentin Tarantino of nipples.
if anyone's ever seen Firefly, I think she was based on a lot of what she does off.
River
I think
Tam is that her name?
River. Yes, I think she was
Yeah.
trying to. I think she saw it. Went, I have the chops to be River, and I'm gonna do my best to do it.
No,
And she doesn't have the chops, and she doesn't do a good job of it. But that was what I read. It is like she's like, I can do that, and that's all she watched to prep for this. And she went all out on trying to be that.
Yeah. I also wrote down that she's kind of like, is it Elle? Is that the Jodie Foster film where the girl who's like raises herself in the woods?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Saw that
she's
in
just
the theater.
she's every kind of feral character there's ever been.
And Will Ferrell.
She's Will Ferrell. Oh, what if Will Ferrell was this role? That'd be great.
What if Will Ferrell would have been Captain
Plays it
Terror?
completely straight.
Yeah,
Plays it straight.
Just him running around in his underwear.
That would be so funny though.
With
That
the
would be
big
great.
thing up his nose.
Lots of really intense torture stuff, but like it's just Will Ferrell in his underwear sweating his ass off. Him and John C. Reilly. It's Step Brothers in space.
Are we gonna bite this nipple off? Yep.
This is
it's a
curing my flu.
bad movie. So there's this discussion about food that she hasn't had in 3 days, but she also clearly says that she is fed every 24 hours, and she makes a mark of every time she's fed on the walls, which leads to, I
Some
guess,
math.
the dumbest math I've ever seen in a movie. Because it's little tick marks. It's like the floor with the line through it. So it's 5 all over this giant wall.
Yep.
And
It's every 2 days. Every 2 days she gets.
Hold on.
it's every 2 days. I thought it was every. Okay, well,
No, he says she says every 24 hours.
Well,
Is she
it's
there?
24 hours, so I guess you could do the
I
math.
could have swore it was 2 days. They get 2
No.
bottles of water and rations, but I guess it is.
Hold on. Before we get to that point,
I don't want a puzzling plot.
is
in
it
this movie.
Chris? Is it Chris? Is the Pink Panties?
Yeah.
Yes.
Much like the Pink Panther. Chris is explaining kind of the general idea of what's going on in the ship, and she points out how he's always watching, and then they all just look directly into a camera. But you get this, and it's like it's a digitally composited monitor on a wall.
Oh yeah.
But it
yeah.
looks like somebody's like got their blinds open.
Yes.
I'm gonna send you guys I'm gonna send you a picture I just took where it makes her look like
Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say Michael Jackson, but like Elephant Jackson.
Either one. They both work.
What is going on there?
He bought the bones. That was the old rumor.
Is that supposed to be like distortion so we know it's on a screen?
I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I
really
can't
don't.
think
I
of
guess
another.
Maybe that's it.
Or it's a formating thing. They just didn't have
You
the time.
guys just don't know what the future
Shut up, Nick.
looks like.
Shut up, Buckley.
Yeah, it's got these lines. Yeah, it looks like blinds. Yeah,
But it looks like Michael Jackson.
yeah. It's a bad shit.
Sorry, Chris, actress. I'm not sure what her name is.
Well, I'll tell you this: if you read the screenplay, all right, actors out there, if you want to get in the movies, you want to get in indie film, I get it wholeheartedly. When you sit down and you read a script like Spaceship Terror, run the fuck away.
Or River City Panic.
No, that's okay. If it's a silly comedy, it's fine. But if you're gonna, you're gonna make a movie where you spend it on a slab, getting your boobs eaten off by a big sweaty front-butted killer, ask yourself: would Meryl Streep in 1975, after being rejected for the King Kong remake, like that meme claims, would she have went ahead and said, "Fuck it, I'll do Spaceship Terror"? No, you're not going to be able to put this on your fucking reel. Just don't do it. It's better to not do a piece of shit than do something that you know is going to embarrass you. Right now, 10 years later, what do you think Annie is doing right now? Do you think she's proud of Spaceship Terror? Come on.
I can't fucking imagine.
Come on. There's better. Come on.
Harry Tchinski is.
Oh yeah.
Too proud.
Yeah. And he has made at least one more feature film, and I think it's also on Tubi, Demon something or other.
Blood Demon Rising.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from it.
Is that a sequel to
I might watch a trailer though.
Dark Moon Rising.
Dark Moon or like that? And what was the Foster Cabin?
The Haunting of Foster
But that was
Cabin.
originally called Demon's Circle or some weird thing.
Yeah, it took him.
Demon's
And this
Blood
movie
Cabin.
also, I will say, has a copyright date of 2011 to 2014. So maybe
Yeah.
this movie took them 3 years to make.
There's a range.
Is it in the public domain already? Can we make our own?
Well, the company that put it out on DVD is a company that often puts out public domain blocks of movies. So it might be.
Do you want the rights to this movie, Tyler? I think we could afford them.
Honest, there's some good ideas in this. I don't even like Harry. If you're listening to this, fuck you too, just like Nick. But like, there's some good ideas in this. I like some of the ideas.
Well, do you like?
I'm a big fan of Event Horizon, so I space horror is like I like that. But like, fuck me, Harry.
You know, for every moment they spent making the script which was like 20 seconds, but like making the set and all that, they put negative 1 minute into designing the fucking poster for this though. Because the poster is some clip art bullshit that I could have made when I was like 6 years old on my.
Are you talking about the original or the re-release one?
The original.
Because both are terrible.
Yeah.
Even at least the re-release poster for The Thirsting is fucking like that. That's like a Mona Lisa compared to this fucking turd.
It's so bad.
I'm gonna bite Mona Lisa's titties.
Which is the original and which is the one with the weird like vampire face going?
That's the re-release.
Yeah, the original has a kitchen knife. Of all the things that they could have had on there, it's got like a kitchen knife in it, right? Is that the original?
I think that's the
he
original.
never uses it.
No,
like that.
No one does. I don't
He
think.
uses a spear gun with a line attached to it and an arrow machine and
It says like
and
they
his
thought
teeth.
this was like
Oh,
compelling.
yes,
Six
this
women
fucking-
and
yeah.
one mad killer on a spaceship heading into deep space. That's not a catchy thing to put on the front of your poster. Like that is that's a log line.
5 women and a janitor crash their ship on a planet, and they find another ship called Terror where there's another woman and another man, but the janitor dies, so now it's 6 women and one mad killer. You know, like that would
24-hour ration, 24 hours times 2, 17. You should be here 2 years.
Sorry, to get back to what Nick was talking about, the math of how long they've been there.
Yeah, it's good. So anyway, she eats every 24 hours and she marks it on the wall. She had the foresight to do that. She's been there for exactly 2 years and 1 week. I
hold
did
on,
that
hold
math.
on, hold on. 2 years, 1 week, and 2 to 3 days because she hasn't been fed in 3 days.
Hey,
the numbers have to be
jury's
off,
still
right?
out. Yeah, unreliable woman. But anyway,
that was
what a hysterical
what do you
space
expect?
woman.
What do you expect?
Nick is not
from
an
the guy
ally.
that shows
Fuck you,
Spaceship
Nick.
Terror. Come on,
God.
it's all a facade.
Yeah. This is a manifesto for Mr. Swartz.
I wrote this movie. I hate these women. Off with their nasty boobs.
boobs.
Now, hold on a second. Nick would make a great, what I don't know what her name is, but from Alice in Wonderland, the Queen of Spades or whatever it is.
Oh, Queen of Hearts. Yeah.
Queen of Hearts. Nick would be an excellent Queen of Hearts.
Boobs. You can do it, Nick.
I will, guys. I will.
Good.
And then the ship takes off. That's it. Someone else do something.
All right, here we go. Of course, I got motherfucking exposition scenes again. For fucking Spaceship Terror. All right, so Janet, she's the leader. She retrieves the med kit from the cabinet, which is really just a tackle box. And as Maya tends to Hardwick. Maya is the nurse of the group. Laura says we need to get Hardwick somewhere where he can lie down comfortably, and then we need to contact whoever the fuck is running this ship. Chris crazily says, oh, don't worry, he will contact you shortly, while she's surrounded by what looks like empty Pop-Tart wrappers, which made me wish I had Pop-Tarts, but I had no Pop-Tarts.
I got the same feeling. I almost wanted to buy a Pop-Tart, take the Pop-Tarts out and put like peanuts in there.
Yeah, and then
like you're in space.
I would take the Pop-Tart, cut it into a boob shape, and then bite the end of it.
God. Oh, God. Buckley, take it easy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this movie is. What happens in the fucking movie? That's what happens in the fucking movie.
Can't you see Nick is tearing us apart?
I don't know what other candy would theme up with this movie. Anyway, then a hatch above them opens up and some sort of device comes out. It's cylindrical. It appears to have arrows attached. It's got pneumatic sounds and wires and shit hanging from it. Some sort of device, futuristic sci-fi device. Everyone curiously stares. Chris peeks around the corner. She's not impressed. Suddenly, 2 arrows shoot out and embed themselves into Hardwick's neck chest area, pinning him to the wall.
Got Dr. Ziegler in the house.
I believe it pierced his thorax.
This ain't no bug movie. Take it down.
Yeah. Say that for next week.
The thing is, I initially wrote down it embeds in his neck, in his throat, but the movie keeps telling us he's not dead. So I'm like, well, I guess it didn't hit him in the throat, but it looks like, I thought it hit him in the throat, but then it looks like it hits him in the shoulders. I don't. Well, but it's a hilarious scene. There's the way it's shot, and the arrows and the action. Yeah. It was funny.
This is the first moment where, like, I started to get frustrated with the pacing of the violence. There's a lot of moments where bad things are happening to someone, but it takes its time to get there. Everybody's waiting to react to the violent thing that happens. And it's like, because this little Gatling gun comes down from the ceiling and slowly, like it has eyes, like it's looking at everybody. I'm sure there's a camera probably on it, but it's like, who do I want to kill? Well, I'm going to kill the guy because he don't have boobies. But like, there's tables. There's like, Chris, Pink Panties has like a little nook she hides in. Like, you can see harpoons in it. Like, that room, it's the size of a porta potty. You're going to see the violent, pointy things. Like, get out of the way. Like, you've had a hysterical woman saying, we're all going to die. We're all going to die. And then something pointy shows up. You fucking get out of its line of sight.
You know what could have been interesting is if the movie didn't start off with them automatically in peril, if we would have gotten some bits where they come from a peace-loving planet. Maybe, so they're not familiar with weapons.
Painters? What's the deal?
Yeah, they're not familiar with weapons. So that could have added this whole other level of them having to bring violence. And we've kind of seen that before in Hills of Eyes and everything, where mild-mannered people have to resort to violence to save themselves. But you could have gone even further with that. So then it would have made sense when those weapons come out. They're like, what the fuck is that? Because they don't see weapons anymore in their futuristic Star Trek utopia world.
Star Wars Trek.
Harry Tchinski's got other fish to fry. Yeah. Okay, so what happens? Yeah, they are. Okay, everyone, Hardwick takes a couple arrows. Everyone freaks out except for Chris. She's seen all this before. Laura screams into the monitor. She's pissed. Who the fuck are you? What are you doing? Then we finally get some dialogue and some characterization from the psycho, Captain Terror. He responds. And when he does, though, we're only seeing like through the monitor, a close-up of his eye. And from what it looked like to me, because the monitor is kind of greenish, he's not green, but he looks kind of green looking through there. And he's got like a milky, weird contact. I was just thinking that this is Incredible Hulk. Yeah. You know, he looked like Lou Ferrigno. The same.
This is what happened between Age of Ultron and Ragnarok.
The Lou Ferrigno version, but yeah,
that's how he got to Sakaar.
Yeah,
he went real mad in deep space.
Yeah, but and so he starts talking, and I assume it was the actor's voice with an effect on it, or who knows, could have been a voice actor, but it's this voice
because it's not always consistent.
Menacing.
Because it sounds like, they are taking his performance from the day and filtering it through something, but like every day he came in hot on some stuff. Maybe some mornings he didn't have his coffee. So
yeah, you shoot it over 4 years. It's hard to. This guy's like, what fucking voice did I use? It's been like 6 weeks since we shot. I get it. I
know we haven't talked about this. Sorry, I'm just fascinated by this. So the set of this thing. It could be a space set. It could. It's
impressive.
But the thing is, it's like, so we've established that this thing has been a hell ship for at least 2 years, possibly longer than that. I get it. Stink bug or whatever is not going to take care of the ship. But like, at what point do we get spaceships with some fucking color on it? Like, if space is the frontier where we're all living. Who wants to live in like a gray ship all day when you don't even see sun or anything like that?
The painters keep getting picked up by this guy.
Well, you're right.
So they can't make it look good. This piece of shit.
Because it just drove me nuts. I'm like, everything, like, it's fine that there's no lights and that's why it's dark. Yeah, but
the entire ship.
I don't know. Just add a little bit give me a splash of color.
I like to think that it's a big ship and we don't see a lot of it, there's a few hallways. I like to think there's an entire part of the ship that is beautiful. Maybe, and that's where the guy lives with his family.
Atrium with birds in it.
Yeah. He's got a wife and kids, and he takes off all that bullshit when he's done with his daily going out, doing his hobby. And then he goes in, he has a nice dinner of jerky and
he goes back. Oh, the boss was a real slave driver today.
He takes out the milky contact,
Why does he make you dress up like that, Richard?
It's good money. It's good credits.
Do they, throughout the movie, so when the monitors turn off, there is a contact button. Do they ever try? Like, I don't remember, but I don't know why when they were designing the monitors offline thing, there's contact info, lock, and EMG. Like, no one ever tries to contact. There might have been a guy waiting. He's like, oh, you passed the test. We're coming to get you. Like
there's like a universal like IT system for that brand of ships or whatever.
Right. They don't try it. They never
it's
try
like
it.
You've reached Terror Industries. How can we help you?
Those pointy bits? Yeah, I would get out of the way.
Yeah.
They are going to shoot you.
Why are the defense systems active when you're not in a battle or something? Or you've not been boarded by space pirates?
Why are a bunch of harpoons the most effective defense system in a? I mean, that's odd, right?
I tried to make the argument in my head that like, okay, you got the vacuum of space, your ship's decompressed, you can't be firing a gun in there, and so maybe the harpoon, it won't penetrate more than one layer of something. But then I'm like, it's still stupid as shit. It's space. You can have whatever you want.
Well, this is his ship. Maybe others. This is a psycho. This is a serial killer. So his ship he's retrofitted it for himself. So maybe on other ships there are, weapon stuff, but he is a psycho. So you're in his psycho lair.
And maybe we're not giving him enough credit because this whole design, the whole thing that he has set up is actually pretty impressive if you think about it. Because for over 2 years, he's kept this spaceship afloat. He must be stopping at like the space road rangers to get gas, and no one stops him, right?
Yeah, he's
and
got
like,
an income.
Look at this psycho sympathizer
well, I'm
over
just
here.
saying, okay, the whole thing he has where he sets up the lock system. Do you think computer programming is easy? It's not, probably. Maybe in the future it's easier, but he's an impressive man.
He's
Is he
dedicated.
resetting up all the booby traps they trip? And
Yeah.
Oh, they got to have someone come in there to restock the water and sustenance cubes. And like,
That's what I'm saying.
what the hell is that?
He's gross, but he's doing things.
Look, man, I'm not here to judge. I just deliver the cubes.
saying it's efficient.
See a lot of things in this job.
All right, Cube Man, what's next?
All right, so
Or Ryan, yeah, we're on to Ryan. That's right.
So yeah, he asks, "Will you cooperate with me?" And Laura agrees, but then Kelly says, "No, I'm not. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. Laura isn't my boss. I will talk to anyone however I want." This outburst is met with another arrow shot into Hardwick, this time in his leg. Then the captain says, "If you've finished fucking around with him, I'd like to continue." And with that, he signs off, and the arrow canister goes back up into the ceiling. Laura tells the group, "Look, we just need to agree with this guy, and then we will deal with him later." The captain, who can hear everything, chimes back in, "You don't understand. We play by my rules." And then he starts explaining the rules. The rations consist of a bag of protein meat and 2 bottles of water each. Pretty soon, it's going to be 120 degrees in the room, so clothing is optional. Talk to Chris if you want to know how to survive. She's played a few times. And then he signs off.
And again, like that's an interesting concept because the killers don't normally like explain why the amount of food and like, because it's like that makes me think that this isn't. Well, I mean, ultimately,
It's the
I'm wrong.
most dangerous game. That's what this is. I mean, it's just a variation on that. The guy's a hunter.
Fucker.
He's a psycho, and he enjoys this. That's why he puts all this. And he's
It's a
fair.
thrill.
As fucked up as he is when he gets his hands on you. When it comes to the game, he is fair. He will stand there and he will, as he explains, with 50 seconds, he will not ruin that. He will stand there with that gun pointed right at your head, but if it is in the 50 seconds, he's not going to pull the trigger. So there is a certain level, he takes this world he's created very seriously.
Chris is like your space, what is it? Concierge. She's like the space concierge. She's like, if you need any extra toilet paper or if you want to know where to get a drink, Chris has been doing this for a while. She'll take care of you. Like,
but don't you dare ask her for more extra meat protein.
Exactly. Finite resources for that, but she does know where the wires are and stuff. So ask her.
She has the Wi-Fi password.
Exactly.
All right. So then Laura tells the group, he says, "Quit fucking around. Your ration." Okay. Yeah, your rations contain of a bag of protein meat and 2 bottles of water. Soon it'll be 120 degrees in the room. Your clothing is optional. Yeah, talk to Chris. He leaves. Laura attempts to talk to Chris, compliments her necklace. We find out that Chris took that necklace off of her dead mother. Chris then explains that she's played twice. If he gets his hands on you, just hope he kills you quick. She then likens the game to hide and seek. You get
Wait a minute. I missed that. I missed that she's only done this twice before. So this guy's only picking people up like once a year?
You can't do this every day.
It takes a long time to set this up.
If you were just like partying and having fun like every day, you'd never get any work done.
But I mean, like, I'm okay. Let's say even on the longest of terms that people take their time to play this game, maybe it takes a month to get through this rigmarole. Like, I'm thinking at least 2 or 3 times a year.
Well, then he had her. He's everyone's dead and he's got her, and like we see here in a second, and we hear that. Then he does things. So maybe for 3 or 4 months, he's satisfied with just torturing her. And then he's like, all right, time to move on. So,
I guess.
Bored. I'm going to move on again.
Look at me trying to question the motive of a serial killer.
Yeah. Come on. So this director isn't even above the title. He knows what he's doing. Let's see. Fucking Laura. To Chris. Okay. Chris explains that she played twice. She then likens the game to hide and seek. You get a head start. To run down the hall. He counts down to 50 from 50, and then he goes after you. All the hallways look the same, so it's going to be hard to determine where you're at. And you can hide in the rooms.
Isn't that convenient, guys? Isn't that convenient in your space movie with your spaceship that all the hallways look the same? Like you might have to reuse them a couple times.
There you go. And you can hide in the rooms, but first you got to get through the booby traps. So there's some booby traps out there. You can try to find a weapon, but she explains that the weapon he uses is a big arrow with a line attached to it. So when he sticks you, he reels you in like a fish. He's very big, he's very muscular, and she once saw him rip a guy's arms out all at once. Both arms.
Maybe this is a naked Chewbacca.
Maybe they shaved him. This is him after Han died.
Yeah.
He just
he went down a dark path.
Yeah.
I'll take a dark Chewbacca film series.
Dude, me too.
Yeah, the in the bowels of Kashyyyk.
That's right.
All right. Hardwick starts to wake up. Then they go to take out some of the arrows, but suddenly a drill comes right through his chest from behind the wall he's pinned to. Everyone screams. Annie pukes and runs out of the room, runs out the door, and Laura runs after her. Now we see Laura is in a dark hallway. She doesn't know where anything is. Then she hears Annie scream. She goes to find her. Annie yells that her arm is stuck. Laura sees the countdown clock. Annie yells that it's getting hotter. It's getting hotter. Laura finds her with her arm, and I was a little confused of what exactly happened to Laura. She's kind of got her arm stuck, or not Laura, Annie. She's got her arm stuck in like this small cutout box in the wall, and it looks like she's holding a joystick. But I think maybe her hand is stuck. And then Laura
understand either.
Laura frees her by breaking down like a pole from the ceiling. She looks for something, and there's a power box next to her, and she sticks the pole in there and wiggles it around, and that pries out Annie's hand. I'm not totally sure what the fuck happened to Annie's hand, but it's bloody. And there's a wound. There's a wound.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
Anyway, then we cut to Maya, and she's they just found out that they get 2 bottles of water. That's it, and it's getting fucking hot. 2 bottles of water, and what does Maya do with at least 2 bottles of that water? She rinses out her hair in the fucking bowl. There's a bowl of water, and she's rinsing out her hair. No one else is rinsing out their fucking hair, but Maya's got to rinse out her hair. And Maya, I don't want to rip on the actress too much, but Maya reminded me, a lot of her line deliveries, at least in the first half of this movie, remind me of in The Big Lebowski, when the Peter Stormare character, we see his porno, and he's like, fix Donka cable. that's what it reminded me of. Her accent, her line delivery. It was. I just kept thinking of that the Big Lebowski, and then I was like, "Fuck! I wish I was watching the Big Lebowski." So Maya rinses out her hair with a bowl of water, and there's another weird bit here. We cut to the body of Hardwick, and Chris is like sniffing and caressing him a little bit.
She does that multiple times.
Yeah, I don't know if she's. I don't know. At first, I thought maybe she was looking for a weapon or looking for something to benefit herself. Then I thought maybe she's trying to find something to eat.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then I thought there might be a sexual thing. 2 years and she hasn't. I don't know because she's.
Where's the penis on this thing?
Yeah. Where's this old man's rotting dick? I need it.
They call him Hardwick for a reason.
Oh, where's his wick?
I'm gonna light that fucker up.
I like to point out that their little TV in the wall, it shows the temperature. It's 105 degrees.
Yeah, it keeps going. So they're letting us know, So yeah, she's messing around with Hardwick's dead body, but then she immediately scurries away like a little spider when Laura and Annie knock on the door. They enter and Maya starts tending to her hand. Chris then tells them that this is their safe room. So we get more of the rules. This is our safe room along with the bathroom across the hall. She tells them that there is an escape pod. But here's the thing. You need a key code, and you're not going to get that key code without more rules. Every single time someone dies, the captain gives them one part of the key. And this time, during this game, they're going to need 5 entries because there's 6 of them. So basically, you don't get that code until you are the final girl or guy.
He said the thing. He said the thing.
So there you go. There's a.
Stop smiling, Nick.
Yeah. You suck.
Yeah, cry, bitch.
Yes, sir. Yes, director.
It's getting hot in your room, Nick. It's getting hot. Clothing's optional.
105 degrees.
Yeah, you can do the whole podcast in your underwear.
I'm gonna message Sarah and have her turn the heat up in your house.
I'm already stripped down to my panties.
They're big. just as filthy. They better. She tells them that they better remember the numbers in the correct order because the last one alive has to enter them. She then explains that you only have 5 minutes once you get the code, and she kept messing it up, because she was nervous, and the fact that you only have 5 minutes, and Captain Terror stands over you while you do it. So he's breathing down your neck while you're trying to type in this code, being the last person alive, and it shows.
Yeah, we get a flashback of that.
We get a flashback that really fucked with me because the first few seconds of the flashback, I laughed incredibly hard. I rewound it a couple of times, but then it shows us some fucking putrid, awful shit that I wish I hadn't seen. So we get a flashback of her trying to type in the numbers, and he's standing there and she's freaking out. And we get finally our really good first full viewing of this fucking guy, and the camera tilts up from the bottom. So it grows up his knees and everything. We see he's holding a fucking head. And then we finally get him. And the actor, there's got like a flashlight on his eyes to light up his eyes, and he's got a tube up his nose and so oxygen or something. And he's doing this breathing thing, but he's making the most over the top, goddamn crazy eyed face. And I howled with laughter when I saw that. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the guy. I've seen this fucking guy at Walmart. You know what I mean? Right down to the oxygen tank. Like, I get he's big, but he's not particularly like, he's just a big fat dude, and he's got a big front butt.
It's like John Goodman a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. And the fact that he's really selling it. The actor is selling the psycho. It's laughable. But anyway, then if we cut right from that, ridiculous reveal to like freeze frames of what happened to her because she didn't get the code in. And it's like shots of her, what he did to her over the course of whatever amount of time. She's like pretty much naked, or she's in bondage and she's covered in cuts and all that. It's grotesque. And I was like, oh fuck, man. I was like, come on.
Those, correct me if I'm wrong here, fellas. Those look like, for lack of a better phrase, Jodo shops. Because in the credits,
I believe so. Yeah, I
don't know if you guys stayed. I was too busy having a good time listening to the N64 music over the credits. There's a credit for nude paintings of Emma Lee Wen, I think is her name.
I did see that.
I could just imagine she's like, no, I'm not. No, I'll do everything else. No fucking way in hell am I doing this. So I think it was Harry who was credited.
Yes.
It was like, all right, fine. We'll shoot him and I'll paint over him.
Yeah. I'll imagine what you look like naked.
Well, because for me, it was the telltale nipple. There's one shot of her with her arms chained up above her head and she's, topless. And I'm like, those nipples are off. Something is off with those nipples. Trevor pointed in different directions.
You guys figured it out.
I'm sure that I bet that the actress wasn't willing to do the nudity, so do it later.
And like all chained up and cut up, and absolutely not. I can't.
Yeah, and it's grotesque either way. And it really made me. I was like, okay, god damn it. And luckily, my section was about done after seeing that putridness, because we cut to the rising temperature is causing everyone to strip down. They start drinking water. They realize Annie is missing, and so Laura and Janet go to look for them while Maya and Kelly stay behind. That is the end of my segment.
Okay, so I didn't know anybody's names until late in the game, so I apologize. I've done something awful to Trevor here.
Oh, Christ.
Okay. So
you keep okay, just go.
Here's what I have, and I'm going to try and correct names after this. So the captain and her first mate go out into the halls looking for Trevor's wife. We cut to her, and the countdown begins. The 50 seconds. This is Trevor's wife I'm talking about. She starts having a panic attack and hides in a random room. The captain, which is Laura, right? Insists that she must find Annie, who's Trevor's wife, and the first mate, who is Janet, right?
Oh man, Annie's got the word.
Yeah, that's why.
Annie, come on, Tyler.
Well, because I wrote stuff about Trevor's wife's vagina in here.
Annie gets the worst of it in this whole movie.
I'm sorry, but her facial features and the hair reminded me.
I get it. It looks like Anna Claire. She won't listen to this one. It's fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is
And I assume she didn't watch the movie either.
Oh, Christ, no.
Yeah, this would have been the end game.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. So we start establishing this relationship between Janet and Laura, the captain and the first mate, where essentially Janet is going to question everything that Laura does. She's like, you got to, it's the whole team. You got to pay attention to everybody. You can't just be focused on one person. But Laura, the captain, is like basically like, nope, I'm concerned about every single one of you as individuals. I got to go find Trevor's wife. So anyways, they grab a couple of torches and head down the hall. Trevor's wife was apparently hiding in a storage room with a bleeding skeleton wearing clothes that is covered in maggots. So she starts freaking out.
What was that about?
Are there maggots in space?
There was a maggot wrangler.
That's right. Yeah.
Would there be maggots in outer space? I'm not like a.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Also, there's a fly later that I'm not convinced is supposed to be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. Like normally, a fly probably wouldn't get into the space lock, but we did see a fly early in the movie, so I guess that flies laying eggs. But I guess that fucking Spaceship Terror. Why am I thinking this much?
And what a stupid fucking title this is, Spaceship Terror.
Awful.
What a nothing title.
Truly horrible
for a movie. I like how it has it spray painted on the side. That's fun and silly and campy, and I'm here for it. But the title of the movie is Spaceship. Like, I could not remember. Like, when I got online to look at Plex last night, I'm like, what the fuck is this called? I couldn't.
You know what sucks is this was the first title they came up with, and they said, "Oh, that's fucking good."
Yeah, dude, because it's like scary.
Yeah, and they never thought to change it.
Like they'll feel terror that they were thinking when they watch it.
Oh, that they were thinking that it was a double, that there was two meanings. It's Spaceship Terror, but also it is the Spaceship Terror.
But that's its
name. The spaceship is named Terror.
Yeah.
So like, it's got a double meaning, bro. It's got a double meaning. You put your fucking name above the title, you hit it with the trademark. Boom.
Yeah.
Fun fact, it was originally the Spaceship Terrier. It was about a little dog.
No, you don't get to make jokes. You don't get to be funny. Shut up. No. You fucker. You bastard.
Why don't you make a Harry Tchinski puppet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just rip some hair off your ass and just put it on your hand.
There's plenty.
Okay, anyways, there's a monitor in the hall. It says Space Butterbean. That's what I called him, is coming. Laura and Janet, oh God, I lost my place. Okay, yeah, so basically, Trevor's wife gets spooked into the hall. Laura and Janet they're at the other end of the hall, and then boom, right behind Trevor's wife, we get Space Butterbean, and he's holding like the Magnum equivalent of a harpoon gun.
That fucking thing, it looks so dumb. I love it.
Oh no, I liked it too, because it's got like 2 spindles of rope underneath it.
It's
and
enormous.
One like big space barrel where he puts the harpoon into it.
And depending on the contestant that he's with, sometimes he ties yellow barrels to it.
Yeah.
It's not with 2 barrels, not 4 of them.
But anyways, he shoots Trevor's wife in the leg. And Space Butterbean slowly starts dragging her like over the lip into another hallway and stuff. And then, like, this is what drove me crazy again, much like the harpoon Gatling gun that came from the ceiling. So, like, Janet and Laura they're like 5 feet away from her. Like, in some of these shots, like wide shots, I don't even know what to call them, but like you see most of the hallway, and they're right there. They're fucking right there. And we've established, well, at least we can see on Butterbean, he doesn't have he's not like loaded to the teeth with weapons. He's got the gun, and they do make a point of showing him reloading it, but there was plenty of time to tackle this guy, cause some chaos, and like stop him. Like, it just drove me crazy. So, but anyways, as you expect, Janet is like holding on to Laura, stopping her from going to save Annie, or Trevor's wife. Butterbean slowly dragging her, and he gets away. Even the fucking door that he goes through, like, it takes fucking 5 minutes to shut.
Yeah.
But anyways, we get this whole thing where this is where Janet's like, you can't do that. You can't. She was fucking toast, dude. She was toast. Like, you just gotta fucking let it go. Yeah, basically.
Over, man. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so those two are still screaming and they're just sitting on the ground, and then we just like there's a lot of like fade to black and then fade up from black. So then we're in like the what did you call it? The galley, Nick? We're back in the galley where and this is me being an asshole. I put a blonde square torso woman. Bad actress and pink panties are
Duncan a cable.
I mean, I know what you're talking about.
But
it's descriptive, that's for sure.
Janet and Laura show up. The girls in the room had seen everything on the monitor. Janet's yelling at Pink Panties, Chris, for touching the dead maintenance man again. And so she like retreats into like her hidey hole, very Smeagol like. And she just like she digs under like some space tinfoil and grabs a screw that she'd been hiding there. And she starts pricking her finger and writing a number in blood up there. I assume that's the code.
Yes.
Like, because one person's dead, we got the first number. I couldn't see where the number was unless it was on the monitor.
And then you also, because you see two other sets of numbers written in blood for the previous two times that she was playing the game.
But we've established she keeps track of time. She's not doing that with her blood. So where's the marker for that? Like, why the blood for this? Like,
I think she scraped that into the wall with the screw. I think those are scrapes into the wall.
Yeah, why not use the screw to scratch it above her instead of using her blood?
Well, I also hate to feel insensitive, but there's a dead blood bag on the ground. She could get some blood from.
Well, yeah,
just
because
like full of blood.
Who's the bad actress? Not the blonde one, the other one.
Janet. That's a loaded question.
Well, okay. The one that has the long.
That is Janet. She's the particularly bad.
She's like. I get the vibe that she's kind of like the engineer of the group.
No, I didn't think she was the worst. I thought the one that touches the pile of blood in the ground and starts freaking out and gets slapped. What's her name?
Yeah.
Let me.
It's nice to know that there's a.
She gets smashed.
It's a pick your own worst actress.
Yeah.
Deal.
I mean, she was pretty bad. She was pretty bad.
Kelly was my least favorite. Mainly, I think maybe I like Janet because she reminds me of every character I've ever written. So it's like just screaming about everything. So it's like, I get you.
And plus Janet was one who never slipped into hysteria. Even toward the end, even when she was dying, she pushed the gun and was like, fucking do it. Even before she got decapitated. Right to the end, she's a strong character. You know, she was the one that was right away given the bird and, you know, she was a strong character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, Chris is writing in blood the code. Blah blah blah. The monitor comes on, and we see Space Butterbean. He starts to rip the clothes off Trevor's wife.
His fucker.
He gets up close to the monitor, and then he turns it off, and we get that message that Zach was saying, like, do you need a tech assistance, or do you want to call the fucking see if the pool's got reservations?
All the ladies like watching clearly, like they didn't have direction of what they were looking at, because like Maya starts to like almost vomit as if she assumes that she's, not to say that what's happening in front of her isn't disgusting, but like she's acting like she's seeing someone get disemboweled or something. And that's not what's on the screen. Like there's a very different vibe coming from each of the three women looking at this monitor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, there's no feel of a lack of direction from the director. And plus the screen direction. There are many times where I was like, wait a minute, you're talking to her, but why isn't your close up? You're looking over this. I mean, there's screen direction issues throughout as well.
Yeah.
Well, we cut back into the room with Butterbean and Trevor's wife, and he takes the Bane device from Batman and Robin and puts it on Trevor's wife's crotch.
What is she doing here?
I don't know.
Raged in it.
I don't know why my brain went to this. It wasn't immediately. It was after we kind of see some of her later. Was he sealing her shut?
I don't know.
Because there's like
it's in like her belly is like where she like jams it in. Like I thought he was harvesting.
Do we see her pubes? Do we see her pubes?
Let's go in for a closer look.
And covered in blood. I thought that was like he heated it up to shut her.
I think that was tar.
Like
is it actually tar?
No, it's slime. It's slime and scales or slime and whatever.
Well,
slime
when
and
she
grime.
kills
Slime
her
and grime.
No, this is definite. Well,
I got it.
Well, hey, puzzling plot right here.
She went toward the end of at the very end of the movie. She kills herself by stabbing herself in the
in the
lower
whatever.
belly. Lower belly.
Her lower
almost,
region has been compromised.
Yeah. And she bleeds out, and that's how she.
And that's it.
Well, I'm willing to. I think
I don't know.
Trevor's onto something with the collecting of the eggs.
Yeah.
Maybe
See, that's the thing.
He's
That's
making
the
more
thing.
butter,
He has a
butter
contraption.
babies.
Yeah.
He's got a specifically contraption that he built.
I kept waiting for the twist, and maybe this did happen, and I just don't remember. Is it ever revealed what their food actually is?
I thought
Soylent
it could
Green.
be cannibalism as well.
See, because I thought now this was it's after 2 very long days of moving. So my mind was not firing at all cylinders. I thought for certain there was going to be a big twist, and this is like in the bowels of a much bigger, nicer ship. Like they're going to open up a door, and it's like like a space cruise ship.
Like
and it's
little
all
nightmares,
hoity-toity, fancy, but underneath, for some reason, they're doing this fucking thing, and they're either chucking these bodies
You
into
thought
an
this was going to be way deeper than it was with like the poor are.
I basically wanted this
It's
to
like
be
Hostile Part 2. Yeah, the rich guys are watching it and betting on it, and you get
a better movie.
Right. Well,
spoilers. No, no, that happens here. But I don't remember what my point was. This movie sucks. I hate you, Nick.
Yep.
Fuck you, Nick.
All right.
Yeah.
Until next week, fuck you.
We're with Laura. She has gone to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah,
goes.
yeah,
Did you just go to the bathroom?
Yeah, sorry. For some reason I couldn't read what I had written. Here's what I wrote verbatim. Cut to the captain in the bathroom that the space butterbean apparently doesn't go into. I'm sick.
Oh yes,
I am very sick. Okay. So anyways, she's like checking herself out in the mirror. She's cleaning some blood off with a rag. And then Space Butterbean starts talking to her. He taunts her and he spooks her, and he's basically like, "Hey, I bet you could really use a bath. I think you'd like to get in that tub over there. You see that tub in the back?"
It turns into Pop from Cheerleader Camp.
But I will say this: the water that comes out looks surprisingly clean.
yeah.
For such a rusted fucking bucket. But anyways, she tries to leave. The door doesn't work, and he's basically like, "You ain't getting out. You just got that nice cool water. Why don't you hop on in there?" And so she does. And I will say this: I wish that they had used more of this later. I liked the reason why she did it ultimately. But anyways, we cut to Space Butterbean. He's strapping up Trevor's nearly full frontal naked wife onto an operating table of some kind. She's all cut up and bloody. He starts sewing up a cut on her abdomen. We cut back to the main room or the galley with the girls. And Janet loudly and angrily asks what happened to Laura, who had just re-entered. And she explains about the bath. And Chris exclaims that not even she has ever been offered a bath. So, like, you know, I thought maybe we were going for a Stockholm thing because it sounds like jealous. Like, ooh, Butterbean never gave me a bath. Why did he give you a bath? But anyways, Janet is just like hot about this and the nudity. And I kind of thought maybe they were going for like is she into, our captain or Laura?
I thought the same thing, especially toward the end at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
They kind of alluded to that maybe, or the captain thinks.
Yeah.
Because he says that, you're getting excited. I can smell your sex. And he says all that toward the end.
Jesus.
That's what he
says. I'm a man, you're a woman.
But anyways,
you want some of this oxygen tube?
Laura basically is like, "Hey, somebody quick get in there and plug up the bath to save the water." And I was like, you know what? Even though it would be gross to drink somebody's bath water, it's a good move. Like, you don't know what you might need the water for. And you could drink. So it's like, I kind of I like the concept. Like, I like the idea that Laura is thinking, like, even when she's under duress and being forced to strip, she's like, you know what? I can do this for the team. I'll get some, pube-filled drinking water. But anyways, we cut to, is it Kelly? We said, she's like touching, like there's behind her in her shot, the walls are covered in fucking blood, but there's a splooch of blood on the ground.
Yeah.
And she touches it. She starts, and then the blonde goes up and she like gingerly slaps her like, get it together, woman. And then Leslie Nielsen shows up and slaps her, and then the nun slaps her, and it's very funny.
The kind of legs you could suck on for a year.
Oh, God. What are you doing right now, Ryan?
That's from Naked Gun.
Okay, I missed that, but
Yeah, when he sees
turn your
Priscilla
camera
Presley.
on, Ziegler. What are you up to right now?
No.
Joe's sucking on your feet.
Oh.
That's why his camera wasn't on. But anyways, the blonde starts like sponging her with a rag and some water. The Janet returns with empty water bottles. Again, it's just like a fucking not Dasani, but like Kroger brand water bottles. Like it's fine, whatever. So Laura says it's time to get some weapons, and then she asks Chris, like, "Hey, do you know where the helm of the ship is? Do you know, is there a radio?" And Chris is she goes Gollum, and she's like, "As if I wouldn't have already done that." And she's
I hate Chris.
Yeah.
I hate Chris. I hate this character. I'll give the actor a benefit of the doubt. This character is just here for exposition. Nothing interesting happens. Nothing is gained from her being there. Like her exit from the film sucks. Like, I just had to say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, that's fine.
Chime in. I can't do it anymore.
So Janet starts asking about I didn't even bother to write, I wrote mine in real time because fuck this movie. She says some specific terms, but she's looking for some space tech batteries or something. She's alluding to wanting to build something. Like there's something that could be of use on the ship. And again, I kind of liked it because we're establishing that there's certain tech you need on ships to make them operational.
Right. This is cool. This is good. This is a good crux of this big, we're in this giant spaceship and we don't know how. This is awesome. This is great. Yeah. This is so interesting.
It's got Harbulary batteries or whatever.
Yes, you
Drax
need
says.
Harbulax berries. Annulax batteries.
Annulax, yeah.
Or Harbulary. Either one.
But so Laura is like, okay, I want to change. I don't want this guy to see me. So Janet's holding up a towel, and I don't know if this was intentional, and it was and they did this. The changing conversation was intentional, or if it was just I'm changing, but also hey, now we're right next to each other. We kind of whisper. Laura's picking up on it. She's like, oh, so you're thinking no, blah, blah, blah. And so they're kind of developing their plan while she's changing behind this towel. And they need to get these specific spare parts or these batteries and things to build something. But anyways, Laura, after she's done changing, she's like, hey, Blondie, nurse person, you can make some bags out of these scrubs, right? And then she's talking to Chris again, and she's basically you need to be our guide. You've got to take us, and she's back to Smeagol, oh, we can't leave the room. Oh, we're not supposed to do this. But really, she's just our guide will be unreliable. That's what we're establishing is does she have it in her? And Janet and Laura, look, you've been living here for 2 years. This is no way to live. You shouldn't just stay here just to be alive. It's better for you to be dead. Because she says something well, what do you want me to do? Trip him over and hurt him and kill him? And they're like, yeah, do that, dickhead. Even though they didn't do that when this bastard took Trevor's wife. Oh, that son of a bitch.
That bastard. Come for you. I'm going to save my wife.
But Janet says something about a gun, a broadside gun, or I don't fucking know. It sounded like she wanted to build a cannon from a pirate ship.
Yeah. A rod thrower or something.
Yeah. And Chris is like, oh wait, no, actually some of what you're saying starts making sense to me. I think I know what you're talking about. So she's coming around. So anyways, and I just wrote down the camera work is dog shit, because everyone is so close because the space is so small. I'm guessing maybe they could remove walls. Or maybe not. Maybe they just had to put the camera in the doorway or in the corners of the room. Everything is so fucking tight, especially in this moment.
Yeah.
But anyways, the blonde finishes the scrub bags and they are ready to head out. And I'm done.
Oh boy, I think I'm next then, right?
Oh my God, we're halfway through this movie. Fuck.
Come on.
All right. So they leave the room. They got their new little knapsacks and shit, and they're ready to roll. We see the killer dude in silhouette beating somebody to death off screen. Now this is a recycled shot from the title sequence. It's the same thing. It's just there to fill time, I feel like, because nothing new happens. There's shitty CG blood with it as well. There's also they're just screaming. Somebody just screaming. I don't know who this is supposed to be. If this is supposed to be Annie,
I assumed it was Annie.
I figured too. Yeah. and we see some like it looks like it's supposed to be a monitor in his bridge or his area or something, because we see like a big monitor of them walking down this new hallway like they're doing something. I don't know, it's only there for a few seconds, but then we cut in to that view and we see them walking down this hallway. Chris is trying to like explain to them which way they need to go, and she sounds like she's trying to hold in a shit or something the whole time. She's so tired and uncomfortable. Maybe the bridge is this way, is like basically how she delivers like every fucking line for the rest of the movie. And Janet wishes they had some fucking weapons. Kelly joins them. They forgot something, or she like brings them something like flashlights or something maybe. But she like runs out of the galley to bring them something and steps on a pressure plate, which is just there. And
booby trap. Booby trap.
This fucking pressure plate is like the little thing you step on at the Halloween store.
It like makes the skeleton pop up.
Yeah, and you know, every time you go into a Halloween store and you see one, you're like, "Oh, I want to see." So you press it, and it doesn't quite go. So you press it and press it and press it, and then eventually the spider. It was just like, "Yeah, this is the slowest trap of all time."
Yeah. So she stands on the pressure plate, and they all just kind of stand there looking at it, like, "Oh, what could this be?" And Chris is like, "Well, I think I've seen this before. I think it's another trap." And as soon as they realize what's happening, Kelly's legs are cut clean off with a buzzsaw that comes out from the wall.
She had so much time to avoid this.
Right.
Yeah,
so much time,
because
it's like an opposite of a pressure plate.
Because her legs are there. Her legs are there, and then the buzzsaw goes out like to the left of her left leg first. It goes like, and then now we got to go to the right.
Yeah.
Like you could have. I thought she was standing on a pressure plate that was going to suck her out into space or something.
There's spoilers for Lost. There's a part where Hurley, the really thick fella in Lost, is standing on like a trap, and he goes, "Don't worry, I'm spry," and he just like falls forward, and he made more of an attempt to get out of the way of like the swinging log trap than she did for the buzzsaw that anybody could have got away from, and it pisses me off.
Hey, Hurley made it.
Hurley did make it, and she could have made it too if she'd been a little more spry.
Spoiler alert, Hugo made it the whole fucking show.
Yes, he did.
Good for you, Hugo Reyes.
He had good intuition. He'd probably survive this as well.
Well, side note,
I don't know if he'd come after
Hey, Garcia,
him,
how you doing? I love
love to have you on the show.
Yeah. Oh, what a weird get that would be. Ladies and gentlemen, Hurley from Lost.
He's on the cover of a Weezer album.
That's right. You remember him from 2010's Hurley self-titled album by Weezer.
Side note, we're supposed to be berating Nick.
Fuck you, Nick.
Oh yeah,
he's just
sucking my whole ass, Nick. Eat my shit.
Yeah, and while we are sitting here suffering through this movie he chose, he's sitting there enjoying a meal. Are you enjoying yourself?
What are you eating?
Yeah. What do you
got
Let's have
there?
a fucking meal.
Nothing. I
What do you mean?
had a
Show us
Marie
right now.
Callender's pot pie before.
Delicious.
I
You
have one in the
deserve that,
freezer
Trevor.
right
McDonald's. McDonald's.
Fuck you. You put that in the you step on that.
Kick him.
Yeah.
He's done.
Stand on it awkwardly.
And suck it down with a juicy
fucking
Reuben.
I knew I should have texted Sarah. I thought about doing that earlier today and say, do not treat Nick with respect this evening.
Oh, she brought it to me.
Look at
Give
that
it to me.
shit-eating grin. You shut your fucking mouth. God damn it, Nick.
All you deserve is meat, byproduct, and bottled water.
All you deserve is those foreskins Joe says you like to eat.
I hope she'd sprinkled your fries with some fucking Miralax. And you're gonna shit
So fucking
night long, brother.
Noogie.
You bastard.
He's even got Joe's drink. This fucker, he's just sucking down A&W like he's Joe.
God damn.
I fucking hate this. I hate to see.
He's gonna get about the same amount of words. As you.
No, I'm just kidding. I like it. Anyway, they cut her legs off and somebody else her legs. The killer guy chimes in on the video screen and he taunts him. I don't know what he says. You guys suck. Where's your legs?
I can't believe that fucking worked. Nobody ever stands on that. 100 parsecs.
Or just fucking stands there.
Nobody falls for that shit. Dumbass. No more jerky for you.
Yeah, so Kelly is like on the ground, like, oh my god, and she's kicking what's left of her legs. Also, for a little fun fact, a little tidbit, now that we're on our second annual, we're starting to get stats here. This is Nick's second Hunt for Bad October pick where a young lady gets her legs chopped off.
Coincidence? Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Anyway, so she's like flailing on the ground. Laura's losing her mind.
And his second movie, sorry, but now that I'm thinking about it, his second movie that has genital mutilation.
Oh yeah, Mazel
Tov, and then whatever.
And the one where he goes up inside the lady. That's
my lord,
very specific.
Sensing a trend.
Man, remember Doll? You know what? I think I'm gonna watch Doll Factory tonight while I'm putting it together.
Get the palate cleanser. Get this out of your mouth.
Really? You know what a fucking twisted world we live in, where there's old Malevolent movies that I'm like, yeah.
Oh, just wait till next year. Whatever I got's gonna make this look like.
I can't.
Damn.
Nick's just don't pick the Passion of the Christ.
I can't wait till there's a day when I look fondly back on Spaceship Terror.
I hope that day
it's
never
gonna happen.
comes.
Unfortunately,
I hope for the sake of you. I hope
when that day
never
comes, boys, I want one of you to kill me. I want one of you to push me off the cliff.
Thirsting, Trolland, Spaceship Terror. It's gonna keep going. It doesn't end.
It was either this or Rectuma 2.
Well, see, I'd like to see Rectuma 2.
I hope we do this long enough that we get to do like a series devoted to just sequels of movies we've already done.
Let's do it. Summer sequel slam.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're going into 2022. Let's do a series of 2s.
There you go. We all have to be shitting.
Yeah. Oh, we'll all do it from the toilet.
Why do you think my camera's not on?
No, we got to turn it
off. Goes in a lot of room.
I want to see everybody's.
Show us your bowl.
Yeah,
you get an award for the dirtiest bowl.
We're doing bowl boys. That's our new.
Look at this. Look at this. We gotta talk about feces doo-doo humor to get through this fucking shit show.
Yeah.
This movie's dead. Okay, so Kelly's flailing on the ground. She's got no fucking legs. She gets sucked into the vent and she disappears. And Laura's pissed.
Well, Janet's holding her back again because Laura's trying to get into the vent.
And Janet like kind of snaps her out like, "It's okay. Come on, we gotta go. Damn it."
Isn't this where Janet gives the middle finger?
Yeah.
Oh, where it's like
the really weird middle finger.
It's all gnarled.
It looks like a face hugger from Alien. Do you think that was on purpose?
Yeah.
It looks so fucking weird.
She never heard of the middle finger before.
Yeah.
She never heard of it. So they had to teach her
she
on the
learned how to
day.
give the middle finger from Kid Rock videos. So that's why his thumb's sticking out and it's all twisted up. But I was thinking, I was like, saying "fuck you" and giving the middle finger is what you do when somebody is an asshole road rage.
When somebody like peels out in front of you, or like,
this is
like it throws an egg at your car, or like,
she gives a middle finger to the guy who cut off her friend's legs.
But she does consistently undervalue the meaning of her words, or overvalue, I should say, because she'll be like, "This asshole." I'm like, I think we're past the asshole. I think we've gone past that. To
asshole
psycho,
leaving you at the side of the road or something.
Yeah,
letting a dog shit in your yard. That's the asshole. This is a whole other.
She calls him a dick at one point, and it's like, that's your ex-boyfriend is a dick, right? Yeah. This guy killed half your crew at this point, and you're just like, "Oh, you bad man! You're a bad man."
You rapscallion, you.
I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. I hate the strong word, but I'm going to say it. I think I hate him. I hate him.
I don't use that word a lot, but I hate him.
But I'm gonna use it right now. I hate him. Just like I hate Nick.
He's earned it. He's earned it at this
point. So they grab Chris and they continue down the hall. And then, this is at the 50-minute mark.
Oh.
Yeah. Boys, if you could please pull it up. Folks at home, you know what? Fuck it. Go to Tubi. Pull up 50. It looks like 50:08. What the fuck are we looking at here? This is a shot of a window, but Chris looks out of it and points, is like, "Oh yeah, we got to go over there. If we take that hallway there, we'll go to the bridge." Like, is this a hallway inside?
The ship was very clearly like straight, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a U, right? Where you can see.
And like, I understand that we don't really understand maybe the true scope and size of the ship. Sure, that's fine. I'm fine with it being it's a giant ship. If that's your explanation, okay, sure. There's windows and shit like this inside of ships and stations in Star Wars. There's shit like this in the Death Star. Sure, that's fine. But like, let's see the other side.
Yeah.
No, we can't tell what we're looking at here. And then when we push into the next fucking shot, it's the same fucking camera shot.
Yeah.
Except now you can clearly see the doorway they were looking through instead of the fucking outside of the ship.
And it's not that like we've seen plenty of exterior shots in space. So
You've got them. You've got that one model. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
For an independent thing for 2010. That looks great. Show us again. Just do it.
I'll do a re-edit of the movie.
That's great. Let's do it. Let's whenever we get regular Nick back, not this fucking vermin version we got now.
Yeah, vermin eating the
What?
dirt trash.
What?
Vermin eat McDonald's.
Can't make fun of Joe. Part of the
That's
curse.
true.
Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful.
I'm
Oh
emulating.
yeah, we can't make fun of Joe. I forgot that's
Right.
the other part of this.
We can't make fun of anybody else but Nick.
right.
But Nick. Butt Nick.
Butt Nick. Nick's a butt. All right.
Yeah.
So they do this stupid fucking window bit. I don't know. Then they go to a foggy hallway, which they say is fucking hot. Like the ship, it's been like 100. Anyway, Laura walks right into a tripwire and almost sets it off with her nose. Boing,
God, that was
right up in her
stupid.
nose. Real dumb.
It didn't look good. It was just dumb. It was goofy.
Looks dumb. It's silly. It's
Push
goofy.
your nose up like the pig. It was dumb.
Also, why
Yeah,
would you put it at? Why would you put a tripwire at eye level?
Yeah, and she's like one of the taller ones.
Yeah.
Like
I bet you Chris
honestly,
could have. I bet you
Chris
Chris
could
has
probably just
walked
walk-
under this. This
Yeah,
trap's been here for years. Chris has
about it.
walked under it dozens of times.
yeah, she didn't know to look out for it.
It would have
Yeah.
been interesting if either the wall was white or the string was painted black. Because
And I
maybe you would expect a tripwire to be down by your legs, but if it blends in with what's in front of you, like that would catch you off guard.
Yeah.
But it's white and the wall's fucking stanky shit black. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she stops in time, and they like just kind of walk underneath it.
well, it's like holding her nose up, like
Yeah.
okay.
Oh guys, quick under it, guys.
Like she can't back up a half inch to not have it put pressure on her nose.
Oh no, it's already been
No way.
engaged. She's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done. Done for. Oh, there's a button that just like in the place they're at. There's just like a button somewhere. Laura goes to push it, but Chris says to not. It could be a trap. Okay, sure. I guess anything could be a trap in this place. She still pushes it, and nothing happens. It's just like an elevator. So they step into the elevator, and they're all in the elevator, and then Janet direct quote presses a button without thinking, and the door shuts. And they lose their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Ladies, you're in an elevator. I understand you're in a spooky spaceship. You're in the spaceship Terror, and there's a big creepy man coming after you, but you're trying to get to another floor and you're in an elevator. Maybe don't freak out about it. I swear. This is like you're trying to fucking do this thing. This is like if they got upset when they found the gun they're trying to find. Like, oh my God, there it is. Look out. Like, yeah, we gotta go pick it up. Like, just grab it so we can use it. What the fuck? Come on.
But it does pay off later. What they learn in that moment is what you said. Oh, okay. Sometimes a button is just a button, and it does.
Yeah,
it does pay off later in a bad way,
right. Yeah, it does.
Which I hate that it worked out that way.
Yeah. But there's like screaming, freaking out, and Chris says, I guess we could have just gone the other way. And Janet yells at her, but is cut off by the edit. Cuts her off mid-yell. And we see the spaceship again. It looks fine. They reach I said they reach a spooky room on the ship. It looks like a haunted house from like a Nickelodeon show. It looks like the attic in the intro to Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah. It's just like a bunch of old stuff with like a blue light, and it's foggy, it's creepy. And they just start looking through it, looking through the garbage for the stuff. We learn Janet figures out that this is the old bridge. This is essentially the actual bridge of the ship. It's just completely gross and decrepit.
Oh,
She thinks that he is most likely piloting from like a secondary bridge near the engine room, which she says happens on some like military ships, which I thought was like an actual bit of nice sci-fi bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's interesting. That's cool that he's got like a stronghold on this
Right.
ship. They try to go to the bridge to fight him, and he's not here. Where is he? It's interesting.
Captain Terry of the con.
Yeah, exactly. They find the coil thing that they're looking for. And they find some batteries. This is where, by the time I was writing this, it was like 5:55, and my Marie Callender's was ready for consumption. So I was slamming the keys really quick.
Proud sponsor of this podcast.
That's right. Don't forget.
Side note, do you do it oven or microwave?
I usually try to do oven. Today, time got away from me. Like I said, we're still moving in, so I had to do microwave, but it was still damn good.
The reason I ask is I have a quick digression. I have certain rules when it comes to how I prepare frozen meals. Anything that is Swanson Hungry Man that is an absolute has to go in the oven because that's the way I do those. Most places I do microwave, and I've always done microwave for the Marie Callender's Pot Pie, but I was thinking of doing the oven, but it says you have to put tinfoil around the edge or something. And that seems complicated.
Oh.
So I don't know. Did you put the tinfoil around the edge thing?
No, I never have before.
Okay.
I mean, it kind of spills. I put it on the welcome to the cooking show, boys. I put it on like a pizza pan or like a baking sheet. I just put it on there, and it does like spill out usually, but I don't fucking care. That's fine.
Okay, well maybe I'll try.
My old ass pizza pan. Anyway,
second side note, real quick. Sorry, while we're all sitting here anguishing and dying over this movie, Nick has updated his cover photo on Facebook to a picture of the Last Supper with him in it. So while we're all dying talking about his shitty
he
pick,
really is going for the full Joe. He's just working away.
Skinny Nick's over here chugging an A&W while updating his Facebook profile.
I'm the villain.
Who is he in the Last Supper?
He's just next to Jesus. He's hanging out next to Jesus.
That's
Judas.
That's a Jodo shop of from buffet times. So thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, I did that a while ago.
I was going back through our chat and pulled up some bangers from quite a while ago. So let's not forget
the good times when we were all friends. We didn't hate.
Yeah.
The before
times. You can continue now. Sorry. I just had to make sure that I made sure we dogged on Nick.
Oh, hey, I appreciate it. You know, no stone unturned.
Yeah,
I need all the fuel I can to
We're here to save Roddy. We're here to save Roddy.
Yeah, anything for Roddy.
Whatever it takes.
That's right. They find the hard-area batteries. They're still charged, apparently. Then an alarm goes off and they flee. They find an escape route and climb through. This takes them a while.
I hated that shot of them going,
their sweaty butts going through. And I'm like, look, gals,
Chris's underwear is filthy, and
nobody looks good here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, poor Laura. Laura has an ample bottom, and she has
that's true.
I don't know what you would call it, like, because I'm not trying to be disparaging, but like you have like a crease line where the cheek meets the leg. And it's like you could take your finger through that and have like this black disgustingness there. That poor dude, you know that Harry was like, bend over, I gotta paint your crack. Well, not the regular crack, but the other crack.
Girls, we gotta do it again. I'm sorry. We gotta do
I was thinking about
we gotta dirty them butts.
I was thinking about you
we're dirty enough.
More gravy.
More gravy.
More diaper gravy.
I was thinking about they show up on the day and they go to costuming or whatever because it looks like Harry's
bathroom.
Harry's wife was involved in a lot of that. And it's like, okay, I've got your costumes laid out. Here are the panties, and they were already
soiled.
Soiled. And the actor picks it up and is like looking at the butt part. I was like, for Christ's fucking sake. Really? You went that far? I mean, it just had to have been somewhat embarrassing. And disheartening. It's like, come on.
Well, speaking of embarrassing, our next shot is a peculiar one. Our next shot is them entering from above a room. But they couldn't film it that way because that's too complicated. So what they did was they had these poor gals climb through a hole like horizontally, and then they flip the shot to make it look like they're vertically coming down a ladder. And that's great if you don't have if it's not three ladies doing it with loose fitting gear and long hair that is affected by a force I like to call gravity, bro. Because it now looks like their hair just is like horizontal as it's one of those things where you have to just look at it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how else to explain it other than they did it bad. They did it wrong.
Yes.
It just looks fucking terrible.
It just looks stupid.
This is like, I'm sure somebody did this on some movie somewhere with like a guy who's like bald, and they're like, oh shit, that looks awesome. Dude, we could just do that for our movie.
Easy peasy.
But hair and clothing and stuff like that. So anyway, then they go down the hatch. That's at the 56-minute mark for anybody following along at home. They make it down to the dark hallway, and Janet starts fucking with something on the wall until a light comes on. This also arms a booby trap where a chasm opens up in the floor. And they have
a chasm. I think we're looking at maybe a
now
4
I use the term
5 foot
hole that they could easily walk around because there's like a 6-inch lip around the
hole.
Also
there's
much
railings next to it too.
There's so much time that it takes a good 15 seconds to open.
Yes.
And they're like, what do we do? It's like, just get
this
over it.
Is about as perilous as in the first Austin Powers movie the second Austin Powers movie, The Spider Shagged Me, where he and Felicity have to jump over the magma pit thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have the guy fall. It's the same thing. It's the equivalent of Michael McDonald getting smushed by the big steamroller thing, and he's got 30 seconds to run away. It's that in this movie taken seriously.
Because they have to condense equipment. It's like, here, take my bindle, and they're like trying to figure it all out. It's like,
just
if you would have just taken
step over the thing.
Yeah, like I have had much more difficult terrain to traverse at Starved Rock than this little trap.
Yeah, my walk to work in the morning in the winter is harder than this.
Well, these guys live on spaceships, though.
I know they're not used to it. They're not used to having to jump and shit.
That's fair.
They jump over this hole in the ground. It looks fine. You only really see one of them jump over it, and it doesn't look that great. The other two, conveniently, their feet are cut off. Well, actually, Laura, you don't really see her jump over it, but then Chris tries to jump over, and it looks like, so you don't see her feet. You just see her like jump, and it looks like she trips in the air somehow.
Oh yeah, it's like a video game where where the character like runs in place before they fall.
Yeah, whoa, and she falls down this abyss, but we don't see her. There's no shot of her going. Oh,
no.
There's no Darth Maul shot or like a little throw a Barbie down a fucking flight of stairs or something. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing that shows that like tries to illustrate that she's falling down a chasm.
Look at Nick in his post McDonald's ecstasy, just fucking leaning back there,
just sweating with the meat stink out his pores.
I bet he's watching Doll Factory right now.
Oh yeah, I'm watching.
I'm so filled up.
I want to say this right now. Doll Factory wasn't that great, guys. Let's quit.
Whoa. Hey, Ryan.
Let's quit with the Doll Factory.
Ryan,
don't forget how fucking terrible it was until like halfway through.
Ryan, pick your battles, man. This ain't your.
This is not it.
I am picking this is how I do the berating.
This is Ryan's last stand.
That's fine. You know what? Hey, to each his own.
Don't forget how awful most of those characters were in that first fucking 20 minutes and how angry we were about the fight.
Okay, Buckley. Okay.
Compared to Spaceship Terror, it was a fucking masterpiece.
It deserves all the rights. Oh, Robert De Niro's here with us, folks.
Oh, bad.
Huh? Oh, this film? You hated Doll Factory? Doll Factory, you didn't like Doll Factory.
It was a soft benevolent at best.
I like those dolls.
Better than what this will get.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah,
we are dangerously close.
Yeah, we got to bust this thing in overdrive.
That was my plan all along.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And Sickness House also is on a pedestal to deserve.
Ryan, don't you dare.
This is what this movie's doing.
Don't you dare. If I have COVID, if I find out I have COVID, I'm coming down and giving you a blowjob.
Fuck damn. Not even a smooch. That was Joe.
I'm going to go down there, suck your dick, and give
I'm
you
going
COVID.
right to the source. I'm going to get in that hole.
right to the tap. So they go down to another. Yeah, they go down to another dark, mysterious hallway, and they find what's her face? Kelly is tied up. Also, full disclosure, this is I got to this part in my memory calendar. This was ready, so I started eating it.
How could you
actually have this written down?
How could you eat during that? Oh.
Listen, Ryan, I've been moving. I need to recharge my batteries. I've been moving too much furniture. I need to eat it. I have to. She's tied up in a thing. She's in like a doorway that has. Oh yes, she's tied up. Okay, her arms are above her. She's hanging because she's got no fucking legs, and there is a red and a green button. They need to hit the green button to, in theory, let her go. They can't go over to her. Is there a trap or something? I don't remember why they can't go over to her.
He said so. She's the walls will come in and squish her. He
Yes.
said that if they come over there, she's gonna get squished, and so they have to find a way to press the green button.
Yeah, there's a timer going down.
That's right. Yeah. So Luke Skywalker's this thing and grabs a fucking baseball. I don't know. She's throwing something at it. She takes like three
Looks
tries.
like a piece of PVC pipe or something.
Yeah, she eventually hits the green thing, and this big door just smashes her immediately.
That was fun.
It was so funny how like the timing of it was so perfect.
And it looks kind of good. I don't hate it. It looks kind of good.
I like this, like you're in space, you're in this big creepy spaceship, and there's just these insane traps like, if you don't push this button, your friend's gonna get smooshed between these two big doors. Like, okay, sure, why not? This is creepy. But I like how fucking quick it is. There's no just build up, just it hits a ding and he's dead.
And the quality, I mean, it is funny to me, like you mentioned in Saw and stuff, there's always these like ways out and stuff like that. This one, there's not a design here. There's like, it's just, we're going to squish her. And like, what is the plan if they get her off of there? Because she is missing her legs. So are they going to carry her around? Like,
well, they've got those weird metal suture things that Annie's got on her stumps towards the end of it.
Yeah, there's like caps on.
Well, now fuck you, Zach. If we're on Spaceship Terror and your ass is hung up, I'm like, fuck Zach, dude.
Yeah,
he wouldn't do this for me.
No.
If I'm on Spaceship Terror and I know that a weird man is going to eat my titties later, I want you to force those walls shut. I want to be squished if I've lost my lower legs.
Titties later.
But the titty meat's the best meat.
That's right.
Leave me behind. Let me die.
Second only to the rib meat found in a Marie calendar.
Hey.
Yes.
All right. So the door opens, Kelly's remains are just stuck in the wall.
It's like that tar shit again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have to
like I've never smashed somebody between two walls, and I've never seen it
I
happen.
can't imagine she would burn up like
Where's
that.
the bone? The bone would just be
I hate the bones. It's that KFC thing all over again.
There'd be some hair, her clothing. I mean, there's nothing there but some like
disintegrated
black mold.
Some goop. Yeah.
It was like two hot plates coming together.
Yeah. It's like a panini press.
Yep.
And they have to go walk. The only way through is through the doorway of your friend. So they walk through it very gingerly. They don't want to, yada, yada, yada.
And that's a missed opportunity where it could have been too narrow. They had to rub up against it.
Yeah.
Add that extra gore. That would have been cool. The extra psychological warfare that would have caused.
Yeah. But that is it for my section. I think we're on to Zach now.
Am I right after you? Let me see here. Hold
Yeah,
on.
you
Let
are.
me see who we got.
Then it's Nick again.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
we can do it, boys.
we get back to the safe room, I guess, right? And Maya, the blonde, is she Russian? Is that supposed to be a Russian accent?
Sure.
Sure. So the blonde Russian lady, she's packing up for an afternoon of fishing, I guess, because her little med kit is just a tackle box.
Yeah.
It's just a black tackle box. So the remaining two, I have here the remaining two space babes, because I assume this is how the script was written.
The babes, bro.
The space babes return to the med bay covered in blood and sweat. The number 42 does flash on the screen, and our lead writes it down on her skin. She like does the carving thing into her skin. We don't see it. They had to cut corners somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, somewhere other than the acting and the costume design.
Yeah.
Like we've been shooting for 3 years. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, exactly. And then she cleans her face in the sink, which this now I'm very confused here. This is the same room they've been in this whole time. Yeah. Where Maya is.
Yeah. They have a sink
There's
now.
a sink with running water.
Yeah.
They were like, go save the bath water earlier. There is a sink with running water in this room.
I will say there does appear to be a blue bucket next to the sink. Did they scoop it out and dump it into the sink?
No, because I think
she washes her hair out in that blue bucket.
Does she?
You're right.
She remember
Maya did. Yeah.
But Zach, why be focused on that when you could be focused on the fly?
Yeah.
Yes,
the fly. Yeah.
Again, it's outer space. It's a space fly. It's fine.
The space fly.
There is a fly in the. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. Moving along. We see Chris being tortured over the baby monitor, and he's just like zapping her with electricity, and she is screaming in pain. But it's just like, it is just funny how he's just like going in for more, because it just seems so bizarre. Like, I don't know what his end game is. Why not kill her? Why keep her alive for this? I guess psychological horror. I don't know.
Well, he's known her for 2 years, so maybe he's built up sort of an affinity for her. You know,
that could be. Monitor 28 goes offline, and the angry brunette opens her bindle, saying, "His ass is mine. I'm gonna shove this fucking rod up his fat, sweaty asshole." And again, it's just she's unhinged. And they get to work crafting their weapon. She goes, "Oh, there's even a trigger switch," which I think is so funny. They left to get like, I assume, a list of equipment, and they come back
gun items.
Yeah, like if I go to the grocery store, I'm not coming home and going, "Oh fuck yeah, eggs!" Like, because I put them in my cart.
Yeah,
you know, I left for eggs. I came back with eggs. So Laura asks Maya if she's willing to help fight the man, and Maya's like, "Nah, I'm not. That's not my thing." But before they could finish talking, we realize something. What's her name? Not Laura, the other one. Janet realizes that those dum-dums didn't get any wires, and you can't make electronic stuff without wires.
You can't make a gun without a wire.
No guns. They're full of wires in there. And and so Laura's like, casually as all hell, like she's gonna stop down to the Space Menards, goes, "I'll go get some." And I'm like, yeah, let's go out into the hall, which she does, and just start pulling on wires that could be oxygen, that could be life support. Like, I get it. You need to build this gun. These wires could be in a spaceship. They could be anything. They could be the boosters. They could be the lights. But she just goes out into the hallway and is like, "Oh, hey, there's some wires." Climbs up and just pulls wires off the ceiling. It's incredible. She doesn't have tools or anything. She just gives them a good yanking. And they come down pretty easy. And
shoddy craftsmanship.
Yeah, this ship, I tell you what.
Who built this fucking thing?
Yeah, and as she's on the ground, wires in hand, mission successful, she looks up and there he is, Captain Terror, standing there right above her with his gun. He's just pointing it at her because he's got integrity. We can agree on that. At the end of the day, he does have a little bit of integrity.
This man took Trevor's wife.
Well, right.
You piece of shit.
It was within the parameters.
You piece of shit, Nick.
Yeah, Nick, you piece of shit. Within the parameters of his game, though.
He takes the berating with a smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
this fucking leave it to Beaver looking motherfucker.
He's enjoying this. He's no better than Captain Terror.
This is what I deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like it though.
Put your hands up. Let's see those hands.
But what I'm saying, like, I do find it so weird because, like, pretty soon he's about to not abide by the rules anymore. But like up to this point, he stays within the rules of his game for no reason, but it's fine. So Laura walks back to the safe zone, and we get.
Hold on, I just realized that on his gun he has a scope.
Well, in case they get out of reach, you know.
He can't see that because he's got the one bad eye. That's why.
Or maybe that's a tank. Maybe that's a gas tank. What is that? Sorry.
It does look like, so that to me looks
it's
like a
gas
can of
tank.
spray paint that has been
like
flipped upside down.
Yeah.
It looks like my projector
Kinda.
lens that I haven't unpacked yet.
It's this looks like a Vespa engine for a scooter. It's so bulky. It cannot be the most practical way to kill these women.
He's got a fucking spaceship. He doesn't have a gun.
Right?
Like,
Yeah, maybe he built this himself and he's proud of it. You know, that could explain why there's gun parts with triggers lying around.
You know what, Zach? I'll buy it.
I'm saying
He's a DIY guy.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to, when he brings people over, hey, built that. You know, it's just pride.
Hey, you like that couch? I built it.
3 trips to the depot, but
You like this leather jacket? it's from 3 broads' skin.
all mine. Put it together. Weeks it took.
I did it myself. Hey, look at me. Fancy man. All right.
I wish he did more fashion, you know?
You know.
So Laura, though, she heads out. She's like, okay, if this guy's not going to kill me now, I'm going to get back with the wire. So she goes back and she's banging on the door. She's like, hey, help me in. And the timer's ticking down. So she knows she's got to get back now. Otherwise, Captain Terror's just going to come over there and he's going to harpoon her. And so now we get what is, to me, the most awful, disturbing, worst shot of the entire movie.
Of the entire Malevolent movies universe.
Yeah, quite frankly, yeah. It might be.
This is the closest to August Underground we're ever gonna get. I'm kind of sad Joe isn't here to watch it.
My cats were in the room when I watched this, and they saw this. And they might not have logged this away consciously, but I have to look at my cats knowing that they saw this.
And they could bite Zach's nipples at any
point.
point.
They could do this. Yeah. I sleep shirtless, Nick.
They're probably getting nips out.
They got ideas. Those cats got ideas that natural cats don't have.
No.
They'll never be the same.
No.
Cat.
So the shot is our fucking pig man leans down to Trevor's wife. I'm sorry, Trevor, but this is now her name.
She's got a name.
I don't know her name.
Let's it's well the bad thing is her character's name is actually kind of close to my wife's real name a little bit.
Is it really?
Annie.
What's her
Annie?
Okay,
Claire.
so
her name's Annie in the movie.
I mean, so either way.
So
it's fine. Listen, she's smart.
The big pig man goes in to the breast of Annie, and at this point, I'm the first thing I said was I looked at my girlfriend and I said, "This poor actress," because like this is I was like, "This is disgusting." Like, and then it gets so much worse than that because then he takes with his teeth and he pulls and pulls and pulls until the nipple rips off of her body, and then, as if that wasn't already disgusting enough, puts his finger in the nipple hole.
Sarah did not care for this.
Oh, really?
She did.
Did you explain this is your doing?
Yes, I said this is the movie. This is the thing I'm into. This is a really good movie that I like to watch.
Sarah, please bite my nipple off and stick your finger in the nip hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hated it. I hated this. Like you said, it may be this has to be the worst thing that we've ever watched. Specifically this scene.
Yeah.
More than anything. It's just because
usually our movies don't really have that much gore.
Right.
Usually it's a bunch of there's splatters all over the walls.
Yeah.
And there's a skeleton with some paint on it. Is the kind of movies we watch.
Well, most of the time we try to watch stuff that's fun and you know.
I like to have a good time. We watch
fun.
fucking Looking Stiff on this show, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Christ.
We watched Doll Factory.
And what sucks a lot about it is that it's because it's part of the contest, we got to keep thinking and keep talking about this fucking movie. It won't just die on this fucking recording. We're going to talk about it and reference it for the next 5 fucking movies. And then
you know what's even worse?
The shit.
It's probably going to get a fucking award.
Oh, it's going to get
we have an award.
Yeah,
for nastiest nasty.
Yeah.
Unless we all
ignore, we band together.
Unless we
could do
ignore.
that.
Maybe that's it.
Hold on. We might need what few points this will get. Roddy may need those points to get free.
You know what? If that's what it takes, you know what? I don't want to say fuck Roddy. I'm just saying if that's what it's going to take.
Roddy would.
I barely know Roddy.
Well, would Roddy wouldn't want this.
No,
Ryan.
I barely know him.
Ryan.
Have I had lunch with man? Have I had lunch with Roddy? Have I broken bread with Roddy?
What
He's never seen my Blu-ray collection. Yes, I've got his face on my mantelpiece, but honestly,
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Look
I
at
don't
what
know.
you've done, Nick. You've
Yeah,
questioned,
let's
made
not
us
forget-
question our allegiance to Roddy.
Well, let's not forget the fucking mastermind here. Oh shit!
That's what-
Zach, are your cats gonna fight?
They actually might. They're like they've been
Dude,
looking at each other for a hot
yeah.
minute. This is
Fuck
I'm telling you,
Spaceship
this is
Terror.
because I brought up this scene and they're having Vietnam flashbacks thinking about Pigman eating
Seriously.
nipples. So
I
they
see
might
him looking, just fucking staring each other down. My door's
Yeah.
closed, so mine are out the outside.
they might.
Well, I'm
They
gonna
might-
keep an eye on these cats.
I think
Yeah,
they
keep an eye,
see
let me know.
Nick and they're upset with Nick.
There
Probably.
he is. There's the
See,
one that
now-
made us watch this boob movie.
Nick looks like a big piece of tuna.
I will remain on record as saying I did not see a single breast
Yeah,
in
I
my
know.
scan through this movie.
Uh-huh.
I did not
I-
have sexual relations
We
with
will
this
put a
movie.
man on the moon
I did not do
by
my
the end of
job.
this decade.
I pulled a Joe and did not do my job of picking a movie and being responsible.
No, he didn't pull a Joe because we're not insulting Joe.
That's
Yeah,
true.
It's a-
Pull the
I
Nick,
don't know
which is
Buckley,
what
I'm
it'll be
talking
called.
He
from now
pulled a
on.
Nick.
Not
Pulling
Joe
a Nick.
Yeah.
He really nicked himself here.
You just
Yep.
Swartzed it.
Yeah.
There you go.
you
There you
Swartz did
go.
it.
Got a good ring to it.
All right. So moving on.
How'd they do it? You think fake nip?
It's got to be a whole fake breast. I
Yeah,
don't know.
when it was coming up, it kind of looked like there was maybe like what's that?
another-
What's that silly putty shit you use, Nick? Can never remember the name of it.
Liquid
Silicone, yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah.
like because I'm guessing there was like a nipple bit, like a little piece he could actually bite onto. That's above
Yeah,
her
no,
real
it-
nipple.
It was a pretty good breast.
It is. I hate to admit it.
Yeah.
Like that's
I
you know
was-
what? I think that's what pisses me off about it the most is that it looks pretty good. It looks what I would imagine that would look like, and I'll have to imagine what that would look like.
Well, yeah, as it was happening, I
I was like, Jesus Christ, they're really
first-
doing this? What the fuck?
Yeah.
'cause I didn't know it was going to go that far at first because he bites down and he pulls a little bit. I'm like, oh, and I'm already, I'm like, oh, that's gross.
Oh man, he's still going.
Keep pulling, and I'm like, okay, it's a fake boob, and now I know exactly what's going to happen, and boom, it happens.
Yeah.
I was like,
Boy, gross.
Oh yeah, you can totally see it now.
Yeah.
I'm going real slow.
So we're gonna move past this. So
Thank you.
We see after this, the women they've assembled their contraption, their gun. It's just a bunch of shit thrown together to kind of resemble the shape of a gun, I guess. It's like a pressurized hand cannon, right? So they decided to do like a test shot, and they shoot out their little projectile, and Janet says, it should be good for about 15 or more shots. So okay, good to go. The TV turns back on, and Chris is hanging around, just begging for help. She's still, again, I mean, it's so weird. Like,
Just let her die.
yeah, just
Just
let's
kill
just
her.
cut it.
She ain't
Let's
doing
just-
nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So Laura asks Maya what they should do for some reason. And Maya says that if it were her, she'd want to be saved. So they should save Chris. So the ladies grab some knives. They get ready to move out, but not before Janet says, hey, aim for the face, stomach, or groin. Yeah, thanks for the tips. Hey guys, aim for the sensitive parts of the human body. Were they going to aim for the hands? Like, why would they have aimed? And it's such a useless line.
It would have been. It would have been. Yeah, it would have been more impactful if she just said, "Shoot him in the dick."
Right.
Like nowhere
Yeah.
else. Just shoot him in the dick.
Yeah, like
Aim for the-
something like that.
Aim for the dick, gals.
Because it's just
And just
such
hard
a-
cut to them.
Yeah,
looking
I
for 'em.
love that. That'd
Blasting
be great,
hot
as
dogs.
opposed to just like
Hell yeah.
construction that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Also, they also only have 3 of those inanimate carbon rods to shoot
Yeah.
at them.
So they have to reutilize them because they could shoot 15 times, but they have to get those rods back.
Yeah.
So they head out into the hallway, and you can hear a lot of screaming. I'm assuming Chris, could be Annie,
Who knows?
just the screaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
The screen.
And as they're walking, Maya lags behind. And I got the feeling here that this was probably going to spell disaster for Maya because she's gawking at the blood and the foot on the ground. She stops to stare at the screen. Like she stops like a dad walking through the room when you're watching something interesting. Like, you know, they got like a handful of cashews.
Yeah, like when you're watching Spaceship Terror as a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, and they stop,
What's this here, boy?
yeah, and they just interesting. And they like
He
stop
took the
the
nipple
gawk.
clean off, it looks like.
Wow.
Oh,
And that's what she
Mary
does.
Alice too.
She just stops to stare at the TV. And then like this is all unbeknownst to Janet and Laura, who keep walking. And our creepy spaceman, he creeps out swift as the night and gets right behind her, gets a hand right on her mouth, and she's trying to stab, and she can't get him, drops her knife, and he starts pulling her away. Janet runs after her, but can't find him. You do see her being pulled around a corner, and like it's the slowest shit ever. She's like being pulled around the corner, and she's just like, it's probably 3.5 seconds until she's gone. And Janet runs down the hallway and she goes, they're gone. It's like they vanished out of thin air. Probably went into one of the doors.
I'm going to guess that most of this ship is made of metal.
Yeah.
And
right.
it's probably relatively quiet, except for maybe if you can hear the engine. But I'm going to guess there's a lot of banging and clanging. It would be easy to find someone.
Yeah.
They're getting
He's
dragged
breathing.
away.
He's
also-
labored breathing. He's got a thing going on.
Yeah.
He's got the tube in his nose. You know he's a in general, he can't help it. He's a mouth breather.
What's in? Do you think he's in there? No. That's where the pigs forage for truffles, obviously, from the sound of it. Like, it just doesn't. Yeah. She says they vanished, and I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. But it's fine. Maya's gone. And so they come to the conclusion now because Laura is like, wait a minute, the timer wasn't up. He's not allowed to do that. Going to talk to HR about this. This is not okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they come to the conclusion that maybe he's afraid now because they have a weapon. So he's changing up the rules. Right. So they continue along their journey, cast a green light. Laura and Janet walk down the hallway. They both mention that they're scared, which again, this is one of those useless lines where Janet goes, Laura, I'm scared. And Laura goes, me too. And then they keep walking. I'm like, let's just not do. We don't need that. We know they're scared. Like, let the actors do that. They don't have to say it. So then Maya is brought into the room with Chris, and Captain Terror cuts her throat and kills her, which is like the most merciful death in the whole movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just like done. She didn't suffer. Like, just got her done. And then he like pours the blood out
Got
of
her done. He's space pipe fitter man. What is that guy?
He's Larry the Cable Guy. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Done.
You don't hear it. If
Got
you
her
turn the volume
done.
up, he says that every time he kills one. Got her done.
And you know what I did? I got her done.
Got her done. You might be a space sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he kills her and like pours the blood out of her neck onto Chris's leg and hip. And I believe that's the end of my section.
Oh, and here we go.
Flying
Yeah.
through.
Here comes the clown.
Yeah.
Finish this, would you?
This will be a slow one.
Where was I? Okay.
All that Big Mac sauce is just really.
Slowing down your blood.
All filled up, guys.
Made your
That
bones
was
all
dressing.
brown and soggy.
Full of something.
Yeah.
So one of our nameless women, what's her name? This is Margaret something.
Margaret.
I don't know. I don't care.
Janet.
Did you
Janet,
watch the movie?
We know.
Janet.
We did. We know he did.
Janet is the lady with the gun.
Janet pops into the torture cell. The big. Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What? No, not for
Okay,
too long.
No. So in the torture cell, the big dude is he's cutting up. He cuts the girl's throat in front of Chris. The two remaining girls, they argue about something dumb. The big dude comes up from behind and stabs one of them with an arrow, presumably from his harpoon gun. Then she slides the gun to Laura, and he chops her head off in a real weird way. It's like a weird I don't know, digital practical sort of hybrid thing. And he uses it to paint the wall. I guess the number 15 looked like a 5 to me, but when we get to the end of this atrocity, I guess it has to be a 15. She says something in an echo speech. Her whole voice just sounds completely distorted. You can't tell what she's saying. And then shoots him. You'd think he would know that he's about to get shot and do something, but he does nothing. She takes Chris. What? I obviously wrote good notes.
Come on, Schwartz.
I don't know. I don't know what I wrote. She takes Chris' place off him, leaves, but his eyes are open. Oh,
failure to prepare is preparing to fail. Keep that in mind.
He takes off. She thinks he's dead. He opens his eyes. Laura finds her legless, tortured friend who begs for death. Shocker. Much like us, the audience, at this point.
Buy my nips off and throw me in the airlock.
She's had a rough go of it. Laura wanders around and starts to enter the code to unlock the door. This is after she gives her friend a knife to stab herself, but it's unclear how she actually kills herself. But
she stabs herself in her mysterious nether regions wound.
The surgery.
Her asphalted groin.
Something horrible happened.
I don't know. It's like those guys that are out like repairing the interstate with the big.
Hey, I'll give you
sludge.
50 with that dick in that thing.
Yeah.
Hey, put your dick in that mixer.
Yeah. So
that's why
she takes
so
off.
long to do construction.
Yeah. She's trying to enter the code into the door to unlock it because we're at the end of this video game. But the big man shows up and he wants to bargain, I guess. But there will be no bargain.
Butterbean, I have come to bargain.
So she forgot the number. Yeah.
What is that from? What is that?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because he keeps repeating it over bargain.
I was thinking Return of the Jedi.
I think Ryan watched Turkish Doctor Strange.
I just Benedict Cumberbatch's accent.
Oh, bargain! I've come to bargain.
Or Return of the Jedi, like Nick said.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm not as. Shut up! Shut up!
Oh yeah, I can't do Star Wars bits with you, you son of a bitch.
No commiserating with Schwartz.
Yeah, that's next week.
I got a thermal detonator here that says
it's got your name on it, Bucko. All right.
That's what Salacious Crumb said.
Isn't it no, I remember when I realized that Salacious Crumb also died. It was years later. It just hit me one day. I was like, oh fuck, Salacious Crumb blew up in that thing too. That sucks because he was so fun.
There's a billion of those little rat monkeys somewhere else. Don't worry.
Rat monkeys?
That's what they're called.
Yeah, the Kowakian monkey lizard.
Lizard monkey, yeah.
Yeah, they're frying them up in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
Anyway.
So
no, I can't talk about Star Wars with Nick.
No, save it.
Fuck.
Cram it.
Okay. Hey, you cram it, Bucko.
So she puts in most of the numbers, but can't remember the last one. And the big dude is saying that the passcode is going to reset in 5 minutes if she gets it wrong. So she remembers that the number is 15, just because the movie needed her to. And she opens the door and gets in there and closes it. And in his best Freddy Krueger voice, he says, "Open the door, you bitch." But she shoots him right through the glass into his eyeball and takes off. But now he can open the door. So that was dumb. He just reaches in. And she gets into the pod and she just blasts right off. And we have to presume, since he was in that little area now, that he is now toast, because I don't believe we see him ever again. And the inside of the pod kind of sounds like an unbalanced washing machine. Not really anything important, just something noted.
Look,
Uh-huh. So she's out in the vast reaches of space, and she's calling for rescue. Much like the beginning of this movie, it has come full circle and gone nowhere.
Right.
A freighter
like
picks up and will be there to her in 6 hours. So great, she's being rescued, but then we get a shot of the Terror and it flies off, but it looks like we see Chris in the window heading off to an unknown fate. And then the movie ended, and here we are.
Yay.
That's what. Okay.
Yay.
So what does the shot of Chris mean? Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
I don't know.
I think
She's still alive. It's
She's
her
part of the
ship
whole
now.
thing?
She's the captain
Part of the
now.
whole thing.
I assumed that. Well, we don't get any indication that the big dude is still alive, but
Yeah.
that her terror will continue for another 2 years or something. I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah. Who fucking knows?
All right. Well,
You're welcome, guys.
Zach
Shut
just
up.
died. He just left.
Yeah, Zach left.
Let's Zach's
has
cat,
anybody
benevolent to
checked- has anyone
benevolent.
checked his nipples? Because those cats are back there.
Yeah, he's
and
doing a
they're
nip
roll.
check. He went upstairs. Maddie, can you look at my nipples, please? Are they still here? Are they normal?
All right. Well, let's finish this thing. On a
let's put this
scale
to bed.
from malevolent to benevolent, Nick, as you did it.
It's malevolent through and through. This movie committed one of the greatest sins that I think that you can do for our specific podcast review show, is that it's complete dog shit, and unfortunately it kind of has an interesting premise, and
Yeah.
there's some qualities that are like, okay, that's not bad, but it's just stuck in this muck of a shitty, terrible movie, which loses all points and respect because of all the gross sexual violence and stuff, and it's gross for all. Yeah, no, it's a pass. Don't watch it. Yeah. Zach, what do you got?
Sorry, I just had pumpkin bread. Just made 2 loaves. If everyone wants some, that I'll get you some.
Sweet treat.
Except
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah, dude. Send some.
I'll get it your way.
Sounds great.
So
Send him the stale loaf.
yeah, so this movie pissed me off in like every imaginable way, because Ryan consistently talks about here on Malevolent movies that like don't make a movie you don't have if you don't have the means to make the movie, don't make the movie. And they had the means to make the movie. And this, if usually when you could tell, like, this isn't a movie that was just cranked out just to be cranked out. There's a lot of passion, a lot of people came together to make this happen. But that just proves that like you can have all the passion in the world and you might not make something good. And that's what this movie is like the set design and like the effects are competent in a way that is infuriating. The actors, although not great, all of them brought it. There's not like awkward staring at the camera or like not willing to yell because you think it's awkward or whatever. Like they all brought it. So for the most part, the movie succeeded in doing what it wanted to do. But it's bad, and I will immediately evacuate it from my brain, and I will hopefully never think about the nipple scene again. And I'm afraid I will think about it while I sleep, and I'll be wearing a shirt the rest of my life. But it is very, very, very malevolent. So definitely malevolent. There it is. Who else? Who hasn't gone? I was eating pumpkin bread.
It's just been
the
you and
rest
Nick
of
so
us.
far.
Oh, okay. Trevor.
Oh boy. This is Malevolent big time. This is a boring movie. It's a movie that doesn't make any sense. It's a movie that it doesn't look great, but it also doesn't look bad in the way a lot of these do. It's difficult, but it's Malevolent. I don't like most of the people in this for one reason or another, either really shitty writing or you're just not that great of an actor or a little bit of both. I wish there was more to do with the crew initially. I wish there was like a scene of them, I don't know, doing whatever they do, cleaning up after a well-painted ship or something. And now, oh, we're going to go back. Oh, we're on shore leave. Let's go. Hey, we're going to go see your family. Oh, no, the Spaceship Terror is happening. And now, hey, well, look at that. We're actual people instead of just, people or bodies flopping around a ship. I don't know. I'm tired. Yeah, this movie sucks. I hate it. I hate Nick for purchasing this, selecting this.
It's fair.
And yeah, I don't really have much else to say that hasn't been said. I didn't like it at all. Ryan, what are your thoughts?
This is this is Malevolent. Again, echoing everyone else's sentiments that there was a vision behind the movie. It's a vision I don't care to see. There's a time and place in cinema, whether it's horror or the crime drama, where ugly violence is necessary, and feeling uncomfortable and feeling grossed out is necessary for the story you're trying to tell. I don't think it fits in a movie set on a fucking spaceship. This sci-fi horror should not go to that point, because we're already dealing in fantasy. So why go so far with the ugly torture and that sort of stuff? So I feel if you took those scenes out or had them implied, ultimately, I still think it would have been. I think that alone would make it a better movie. I still don't think it's a good movie, but I think that again, the people, it was made by a small group of people. They put a lot of passion into it. Again, like Zach said, the actors gave it their all, but the movie just it's not fun. It's not suspenseful. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. So I can't recommend anybody watch it. While we were recording this, I did watch Henry Tchinski's Demon movie, the trailer, because it's also on Tubi. I watched the trailer with the sound off, and visually, it was visually interesting. So there's part of me that's like, do I give that movie a chance? It's a totally different kind of movie. It looks like it's set during Halloween in a scary house, and it's very colorful. So part of me wants to give it a chance because I do feel there's an eye. He's got an eye for stuff, but it comes down to his script and all that. So. But we're not talking about that movie. We're talking about Spaceship Terror, and Spaceship Terror is a piece of shit. Malevolent. So, Tyler.
Oh, I don't feel good. Yeah, I mean, it's Malevolent. It's a mess. Like, I want to say that, like, not that the film could be redeemed, but the filmmaker could be redeemed. I want to understand what he was going for. Because, like, if you took away the weird naked shots of Chris, if you took away the naked shots of Annie and the nipple biting, like, you would have a pretty stock space horror thing, slasher, whatever it is. But, like, those are very specific moves, paying someone to paint nude imagery of one of your actors, and then also, having an actor bite off the nipple of another actor. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And so, I'm digging around online and I'm looking on the trivia thing. I never really trust IMDb's bullshit just because anybody can put something there. I am inclined to believe some of these things though. And it says that it was shot over 28 days, or it took 28 days over 6 months to shoot. Almost the whole movie was filmed in a studio. But another interesting note, an earlier draft of the script took place in an old rundown apartment building, rundown apartment building.
What?
Well, I mean, it could take place anywhere.
It's such a weird switch from an apartment building to space.
Well, that kind of gives me my answer of why did they, when they crash landed on that planet, immediately get on the next ship they see without knowing anything? Because that wasn't the point. The point was everything that took place in the quarantined or not quarantined, but
one location,
the locked off location. Yeah. So, anyways, like I can understand Ryan's curiosity. Like, is there something? Does this filmmaker have something? Who's doing a group call? Ryan, what the fuck are you up to?
I was trying to.
You're up to some shenanigans here.
Just this fucking movie. I'm sad that this is what kicked off Hunt for Bad October. We talked about Hunt for Bad October since the last Hunt for Bad October, and so far it stinks. It stinks.
That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, don't watch this movie. It's not worth it. But I am very interested in. I would like Laura. What is it? Is Kristen Springer Kristen, if you see this, I should put this at the beginning because you're not going to sit there and listen to us like make fun of Nick and Joe being there and talking about his cock. But I'm interested. I want to know because like I want to like, were they impressed with aspects of the script or of the production design? Is that what lured them in? Or was it just like we wanted to work, we were actors, and that's it? And we knew there'd be some nudity and some other nonsense, but we just wanted to work. And like, I can understand that. Like, I just need to know.
Especially in her case, because she really, I mean, she's the hero. She didn't really have to go.
She comes out relatively unscathed,
Yeah, I could see taking that part. And she gets to be the heroine at the end and talk the shit. And, you know, she doesn't have to go through any of the things that some of the other actors, you know, had to do.
So, yeah, it's bad. Don't watch it. And that's it. Hunt for Red October is officially canceled. Roddy's dead. It's over.
Can we rate Nick on a scale of malevolent to benevolent? Malevolent.
Yeah. Firm malevolent.
Tonight it's malevolent.
I hope when Roddy comes back, he bites your titties off.
Titties. Oh, my titties.
I hate this.
Look at this. Okay, so because Joe's indisposed at the moment, he does have Joe's selection is pretty limited because he had Werewolf and Anthology. Yeah. But there are more films than you would expect, and he wanted to pick something, but I told him I think you need to watch all of them. It's not like there's a lot, but because I think he's just he might pull what he did last year.
Yeah, I think so.
He throws Trick or Treat or something.
Yeah.
No. He did bring up Trick or Treat, and he's like, would it be funny? And I'm like, yes, it would be funny because Ryan loves Trick or Treat. But I told him no.
Yeah.
But there's another one that's kind of, it's
questionable.
Yeah, because it's like it has had its own releases and
sure.
I just don't think Joe's not looking at it from the perspective of Malevolent movies. He's looking at it from the perspective of give me awards.
Right.
He's an award hog.
Yeah.
So anyways, Trevor has graciously switched spots with Joe, and Trevor will be up next.
Anything for Joe this time.
Yeah. Because
you got
we
a
can't
serious thing.
him.
I can't. Hey, it's a serious thing. I ain't gonna disparage you. Sure, of course. I already got my picks. And honestly, I was a little nervous about my pick. I was afraid that it was going to be a little too controversial or too big, I guess. I don't feel like it is. I saw there was a couple of re-releases recently, but
what were your keywords? I don't remember anybody's other than mine.
Okay, you want to hear my keywords? You want to hear my fucking
parameters? And your curse.
Here?
What was your curse?
Oh, I got you the whole fucking thing here. All right, let me pull up my notes because I got a doozy. So mine, my keywords were gore, blood/gore, and bugs. But off to a great start. Right. Honestly. Great start.
Yeah.
But my curse was I was cursed with the Reaper's misfortune, which states that most of the kills need to be either bloodless or off screen. Against all odds.
Off screen, huh?
Against all odds. And now I'm not saying that every kill is off screen. I'm going to come out ahead of the curve here. Yeah. Not every curve is off screen. Not every kill is bloodless. However, there are far more than I anticipated in this movie that I found. I will fight for it. We can discuss a couple of the deaths at length if we need to. But yeah, Tyler, do you want me to announce it?
Go for it.
Oh, my pick is, I believe from 1987, The Nest.
Oh, fuck yes. I was hoping you'd say The Nest.
You know what's funny? The Nest was almost one of my final 3 contenders for last year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it didn't quite fit my parameters, so I didn't use it. But yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. It's gonna be a good time.
I'm a huge fan of The Nest. I'm a huge fan of the cover. I bought the Blu-ray back when it hit from Scream Factory. It was one of their early releases in February 2014.
2013, yeah.
Got a great lead, Robert Lansing. Robert Lansing. He's in tons of TV, Twilight Zone. He's got a great part in this. I'm so happy with this. Oh, fuck yeah. We're all gonna love this one.
It gets real silly. Nick, fuck you, because you made me watch this. But you know what? No. I'm such a good friend. I'm gonna give you this nice little treat to watch for next week.
I will say though, Zach,
I'm really gonna dig.
Be careful with your cats on this movie too.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene. I mean, and nothing happened in real life because the director on the commentary reiterates that. But there's something bad happens to a cat, and there's a cat actor.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Unless you guys have already done this, I would avoid Googling The Nest 1987 because there's some spoilery things.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
And I maintain there's actually some things towards the end of this movie that maybe just wait.
Yes.
Just wait to watch it because it gets real fun.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm feeling better about the hunt already.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
That's all it took.
After it got swartzed.
Huh? Look at his stupid face. Look at him. Oh boy.
That's
all right.
Well, somebody who doesn't respect the podcast he's on.
That's right.
I don't think it was that bad. No?
You don't you say that.
You demon. You fucking vermin.
All right. Well, boys, we did it.
We sure did.
Yay.
Got through it.
All right.
You're welcome.
Now we all get to go to bed and wake up and go to work.
Yeah.
All
We go back to being nice to Nick.
All right, I'll stop recording and then we can.
Yay!
Fuck you, Nick.